How's everybody doing?
Good.
A fine Sunday.
It's my first time here.
Oh shit!
My first time here as well.
Same here.
Welcome, new faces.
I've been trying to get in all week and I couldn't get in.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
All week.
Oh well,
This only happens once a month.
Oh, month. My bad.
Okay. I microwaved some soup, but I put it in for too long, and now it's way too hot, so I have to wait for it. So I'll be back. I'll be back to get that soup. I will leave you for a few minutes, or maybe 30 seconds to get that soup in a couple minutes. I don't know. Everybody keeps asking me about La La Land. I think I've commented on it, just not on the channel. It was very unfortunate because I really wanted to make a video on it, especially at TIFF. I wanted to see it at TIFF, but it was sold out. Like before I could even purchase tickets for anything, it was sold out. Which sucks because I was on top of it. And then I wasn't able to see it at AFI Fest because it would have meant that I couldn't really get a good spot for M. Night's Split. I really wanted to see that, and it's like, well, I knew it was coming out shortly after, and then apparently IMDb lied to me, and it didn't come out shortly after, and we had to wait until Christmas to get in Canada.
Yeah, sometimes release dates are odd.
Well, it was just bad timing for like making a video on it because, it came out in Christmas, which meant I was visiting my family. It's like I was already working on other shit, and I didn't want to make a quickie for that. And then by the time I was done that, it was like, well, gonna get that Frozen Part 1 shit out. So, I'm exhausted. Despite
the dog's purpose.
Just the controversy. I think I don't know. It's
it's gonna make a lot of money, more than Star Wars, right?
Well, not anymore. People are boycotting it. Like, why? Because a video surfaced.
The German ship, and they got the German Oxford, and they dumped the water.
Like, they were kind of forcing the dog in the water. It's debatable. Apparently, it was over exaggerated.
I read is that the story that I read is that they were just rehearsing it, and I didn't want to go in at first, and that's apparently the video. And then when they began actually shooting it, it was fine. Yeah,
I mean, I think what people don't understand also is that it's pretty standard for animals to go through worse than that for a film, for like the sake of a movie. Like whenever you see a war movie and horses being like tripped and falling over, it's like, oh, okay, you know.
Those are trained horses, though.
Maybe.
Yeah.
If you watch the movie Aluda Mazaka, it's an Indian film. They're literally just like running horses into walls and tripping them with wires. Well, it's actually awful. Although that's obviously not standard American film industry, but that's like an old Indian film that.
Well, for example, here in Russia, we had a sort of historical movie Viking made. I watched a documentary on that. They actually had specially trained horses for filming, which are not afraid of explosions and such.
That's crazy. That's really cool.
How would you train something for something like that, though? Like an animal? Like, I
don't know.
An explosion.
I really don't know, because like all the time we hear about these animal-themed movies and find out after the production that they went through like 6 different animals. They all like died on set.
That's not good.
Stupid shit.
Yeah, India has awful movies most of the time.
I would agree.
I mean, on Criterion, the Apu trilogy, I've
heard that's good.
That's good. I have it on Criterion, and that was really good. But pretty much everything else that I've seen from India is just really bad.
I don't like Bollywood at all.
Yeah, Bollywood's just not good.
And even when there's an Indian film that's not Bollywood that everybody says is the best thing ever made, I wind up watching it and it's still bad.
Yeah.
I
saw Split.
Split?
Yeah.
I haven't seen it yet.
No spoilers.
Yes, nobody say anything about it. We're ending the
Nothing.
conversation there. You saw it.
There
There was somebody in my Twitch chat last night that I had to like temporarily ban because they were spoiling it, and I don't even think they were realizing they were spoiling it. And it's like,
Yeah.
just
Why is
watch
not
it.
working?
Oh, I have a question, Adam.
Yes.
What do you think of Anya Taylor-Joy? She was the main girl in The Witch and Split and stuff like that. I really like her.
I like her. I don't have like overwhelmingly strong feelings about her. She did her job, and she did her job well enough that she wasn't a negative. That's for sure. She was good. I enjoyed her.
What do you think of The Witch? I know you think it's good, but I don't really. What do you like about it?
Cinematography was well done, especially for like a very low budget, like very clearly low budget film. There are parts of it where the performances kind of suck, and then there's parts of it where the performances are like fantastic. So I enjoyed it definitely overall. It was very unique. Without spoiling it, I think it kind of fell apart. Not in the end scene, but as the third act was coming in, like as things were ending, I felt like it was just kind of dumb. But I'd like to see it again.
Oh,
I have a question.
Yes.
Do you have Lifetime in America? I meant Canada. My bad.
Do I have what?
Lifetime.
Wife time?
Lifetime.
What? I don't even know what you're talking about.
Lifetime.
Lifetime.
Yeah.
Oh my god! I heard wife time. I'm like, is that
I can't speak English correctly.
is that like siesta? Lifetime television? I don't know.
Yes, there's some good movies on there, like Cyber
I
Strikes.
don't think we have it on whatever cable
devastating.
subscription shit I have. I've really been getting into Netflix recently. I think now their catalog, their library is pretty sweet. Even though it's just the Canadian library, apparently the American one has a lot more.
So this all on
I should-
IMDb reviewed Black Mirror. He gave it an 8.
Yes, I did. It's difficult to describe because even as I'm watching it, so I watched through all of season 3. I think I've seen all of season 1 a while back. Definitely saw the Christmas episode, and that's still my favorite. Although I should probably revisit it. And I think there's a couple in season 2 that I'm missing. But there are definitely ones that I just didn't like at all. There are definitely ones that are just kind of bad. Even as I'm watching the ones that I really like the last episode of season 3, it was an hour and a half long. And it's like, this might as well be a movie. But subconsciously, I know it's a TV show anyway. And I still felt like, despite it being really, really great for a TV show, I'm not sure I would consider it so great as a film in of itself, if that makes sense. I don't know.
yeah.
It's a weird way to view it, and it's weird to put yourself in the perspective of trying to think of something as either a film or a TV show, because just automatically trying to categorize them as such, people have vastly different expectations, whether they're conscious of it or not. And that's why I'm kind of harsh on TV, and why people are like, why don't you like TV that much? I don't think TV does as good of a job as movies, and I think that people lower their standards a little, quite honestly.
Yeah.
I know people think the exact opposite. I know a lot of people are like, what are you talking about? TV's the best it's been ever, and movies are all crap. But I think a lot of these people are not really watching what I would consider the best of the best movies. Because right now, I feel like there's a very healthy amount of like quality television shows that are very, very popular and that are easily accessible. Like everybody knows of the best shows. There are barely any, like, if there's a show that's great, chances are you don't have to really dig to find it. Whereas with film, all of the films that we see pumped out in theaters that everybody knows about aren't really the best films. So I can see why some people would say that television's a lot better than movies, but I just think they're not looking hard enough. I think
I have a
best
question.
films you have to dig to find. Yes, what's up?
Do you recommend any movies for me?
I don't recommend movies for people unless I know their tastes. Because like
okay.
if I'm gonna recommend something to an individual, I would first have to get a good idea of what kind of movies they already enjoy. Because I could say, you know, The Holy Mountain's my favorite film, but I know it's not for everybody, and I wouldn't recommend it to somebody that doesn't like other films that are challenging or unconventional, you know? So it all depends what someone already kind of likes as their taste. So I'm sorry, I can't recommend a movie without having that information.
I only saw a few movies this year, and that was it.
Sorry?
Or last year. I only saw a few movies last year, and that was it.
Yeah, I know plenty of people that are like that. I watch way too many movies in a year.
I don't really like work
unhealthy.
A lot. I have a job.
Yeah, my job is watching movies, so I get
Adam.
to watch a lot of them. Yeah, what's up?
One question. Did you see the trailer for Blade Runner 2049 from Denis Villeneuve?
Nice reference there. Yes.
There's a trailer already.
It's kind of a teaser.
Oh, teaser.
It didn't give away anything, so that was my impression. I was kind of like to watch it. I saw the trailer. It looks very, very beautiful, as you should expect from. I think Roger Deakins is the cinematographer on it, and obviously Denis Villeneuve. It looks good. I would like to see it. I don't often get like super intense hype trained to a point that a lot of other YouTubers seem to. No matter what the film, like even if it's something that I'm really looking forward, like the new Mikhail Haneke film is coming out this year apparently, maybe next year, something like that. Like I couldn't imagine making like trailer analysis and reaction videos and like having panel discussions on like just speculation over whatever my favorite film that's coming out is. It's such a weird nerd culture thing.
Yeah, that happens a lot. Oh, also one more question.
Yes.
Are you one question about like your lists as you go on? I know because obviously like in later years like 2015, 2016, there's like tens of thousands of movies that come out every year. But
that's not unique to 2015 and 2016.
Yeah, obviously, yeah. But as you go back in time, there's less and less movies that were released.
I feel like that's pretty much the case. I feel like it'll be more difficult to come out with a list of like 20 movies if I'm doing the year like 1960.
Would you like bunch some years together? Maybe?
I might do a best of the decade thing if I feel like I have to. But we'll see. We'll see when it comes to it, because right now, at the current trajectory, that's a long time away, and I might die before then. So,
how long does it take to edit your videos?
It depends on the video, really. It really
like the best.
Well, because like editing's only a part of it. Editing's like the final stage of a very long line of efforts. And so it's like it really depends on the video. So if I'm doing like a complicated effect like that, any one of the unfriended videos, just because I was doing so much with the editing, by constant zooms and picture and like putting things like YouTubers and color correcting them so it looks like they're in the universe sort of thing. I don't know if anybody noticed that, but I did that. And just things like that, or the Cool Cat fake the fake Rings trailer, that took a long time. But I don't know if I can. It really depends. Some videos, if they're really simple, like a quickie or a couple thoughts on videos that I really kind of just glossed over, like the Silent Hill one I didn't spend much time on. Those ones I can have done in like a couple days to a week. But if it's a YMS review, chances are it's going to take a lot longer.
Makes sense.
Did you ever see Jackie at TIFF?
Yes, I did. I
Did you
enjoyed.
like it?
Well, I mean, like the performance is the selling point of the movie for the most part.
Yeah, she was amazing.
I forget his name. I forget the director's name. Pablo.
Pablo Larraín.
Yeah, Lorraine.
Where's TIFF at?
Oh.
It's at Toronto Film Fest.
Oh, okay. It's all in Canada.
Yeah. Well, it's still all the way somewhere for me too, because it's on the opposite end of Canada.
Oh,
But
Yeah, that
I
was
mean,
my favorite movie of last year that I saw so far.
it's your favorite movie of last year, you said, Jackie?
So far that I've seen.
Okay.
I really loved my two other favorite movies I saw so far were Silence from Martin Scorsese, which was just amazing.
I have
And,
not seen that yet.
one that I know, from what I know, you really hated, but I absolutely loved it. The Eyes of My Mother. I absolutely loved it.
Good thing Mark's not here because he hates it even more.
Where's Mark?
I loved it. Yeah.
He's probably sleeping.
I thought it looked great, and the main girl in it, I think she was really good.
Your mic is very quiet. Sorry, not Sean, but Lord of the
Lord of the Land.
Land.
That's me.
Okay.
Okay.
That's better. That's better.
One question.
Yeah, sure.
One friend of mine. I'm gonna see Split tomorrow. One friend of mine was really concerned over the portrayal of borderline personality disorder in James McAvoy. Do you think it's offensive, or do you think that was
No, by the time the film's over, you won't be. Nobody will be offended. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah.
It's not. I don't think it would be reasonable to be offended by the portrayal of it. And I'm not gonna go into detail why, because you should just watch the movie.
I have tickets for The Salesman next week.
That was great. I enjoyed that more than I enjoyed Jackie for sure.
Oh.
By quite a bit, actually.
What did you not like about Jackie?
Pablo Larraín has got a very weird directing style. A lot of I think he's a big fan of natural lighting. And in some places it works really well, and in some places it doesn't. And immediately, one of the first thoughts is when the guy who's interviewing her is at her door, and the background's super well lit, and he's barely visible, and you can't see him at all. And I get that Larraín has his style, but sometimes I feel like it kind of distracts from the story in a way that's not really that's more weird than impressive or purposeful. And then beyond that, I would say the biggest criticism I would have of Jackie would probably be the pacing. I all the other elements I enjoyed quite a bit. I think I would give it an 8 overall, all things considered. And Natalie Portman's performance was probably her best, maybe. And she's great, so I don't know. She hasn't that's her best since Black Swan, that's for sure. It might be better than Black Swan.
Who's playing the president in the movie?
I forget.
Because he looked a lot like JFK, freakishly.
Well, what's cool about the movie, although I can't exactly say that. Oh yeah, so they definitely got an extra actor to play JFK. I forget who it was, but they also interspliced certain scenes with real footage from the time period and from like the funeral, and there's like a cool shot of I think a limo, and you can see her face in the limo, and on the reflection of the limo you can see the crowd of people, but the crowd of people is actually taken from real footage of the actual crowd of people in the like 60s. So
That's pretty
yeah,
cool.
I was wondering that
he's
too.
got he does very cool and interesting things, and there's this whole sequence of Jackie basically doing kind of like a White House tour, and they're using like a super old black and white camera, and I wholeheartedly believe, without even fact checking this myself, that Pablo probably used the actual camera being shown in the scene, because I know he's a big fan of using the actual filming techniques of the time period, because he made the film No, which was on my 2012 list, where he used a bunch of like old 80s TV cameras to try and bring in the feel of the time period and the setting.
Because I remember watching it, and one of my favorite sequences from it was when JFK and Jackie getting off the plane into the
Don't
limo.
spoil it too much. But
I'm not, but I mean,
does he die?
really?
Or the pepperonis.
Anyway, it's basically just like the whole like quality from when they're inside and then they get off, and it's just like this very authentic,
he's very,
genuine quality from that time period.
Pablo Larraín is definitely a director that I have my eyes on, no matter whether even if he releases something that I'm just like, I hate it, which I don't think I've seen anything that I've actually hated from him. But even if he did release something like that, I would still continue watching his films and be seeing them as soon as I can, because he does very interesting things, and he's a very unique voice in cinema, and I kind of like that.
Have you seen the movie Passengers? Oh, sorry.
No, I kind of avoided that on purpose because it looked like shit.
It was hilarious.
My friend said it was good. My coworker did.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
I finally got to see this Belgian film, The Brand New Testament, this week.
I have not seen that.
I think it released in... Yeah, I was just wondering if you got a chance to see it yet. But
no, let me look it up right now and see what the hell this is.
It released in Brussels like a year ago and just finally got its US release. But,
what's it called again? The Brand New
The
Testament.
Brand New
This might
Testament.
already be on my watch list, but let's
It
see.
had a bunch of awards and stuff. It was nominated for Best Foreign Film at the Golden Globes, but it's just kind of odd that it took so long to get over here.
It is already in my watch list.
Mm-hmm.
I love Catherine Deneuve.
Yeah, it was weird. She kind of had a more of a supporting role in there.
Interesting. Who directed this? Let's see.
I'm not. I think it's a first-time director, if I'm not mistaken.
No, it's the director of Mr. Nobody,
Oh, yeah.
which was well directed for the most part. So
Yeah,
This
one
might
of
be kinda
one
cool.
of the awards that it won was at the Norwegian Film Festival, I think, and it was like most enjoyable film. And I think that's the best way to describe
most
it. It's,
okay, that's kind of
yeah,
that's a. I would like to have that as an award on itself.
it's kind of like Amelie,
Most
it has this
enjoyable-
kind of
most enjoyable film.
fantastical.
Well,
vibe.
I can imagine something kind of like that from what I've seen of him, of Mr. Nobody. I can imagine him doing very cool things. Mr. Nobody is like one of the biggest fucking flops.
What's it about?
A guy.
It's about a guy.
Really
I've never seen
nobody.
the trailer for
His
it.
name's Jared Leto, and
The Joker?
So intense.
and he's an old man who talks like Yoda.
That aged me, though.
His makeup doesn't really.
Like shit.
Jared Leto has done great roles before, but he has his weaknesses, and he's in old man makeup for a bunch of that movie, like super old man makeup, because it's late in his life, and he's like, I want to tell you the story, blah blah blah, and there's like 3 intersecting versions of himself or realities or like time. I don't remember, but there's like 3 different stories all involving him and like paths of his life or whatever, and the old man contradicting himself in some way. But as an old man, he doesn't bring anything to the performance that an old. The posture matters so much when you're portraying an older person, and just he didn't nail the posture. He didn't nail the voice. I had the same problem with what's her face in The Hours, who is usually a very good actor. I gotta look this up.
Well, it's Nicole Kidman, Julianne
might have
Moore,
been-
Meryl Streep. Those are the 3
I think it was.
I think.
I don't remember which one was old near the end. Was it Nicole Kidman or Julianne Moore? One of them.
I think it might have been Julianne Moore.
Yeah, one of them. It didn't sell it on. This is an old person. This is definitely a young person in old person makeup. Just walking normally with no, like. Old people's joints don't work that way in the same way that a young person's do. So you have to master the walk. You have to master the movement and the posture. And I feel like that brings a lot more legitimacy also to Synecdoche, New York. Is that something that Philip Seymour Hoffman and all the characters in that did very well when they were in older stages of their life? It really seemed like they were actually old, and you felt it.
Huh.
Yeah, that's
What's it
great.
called?
I'm gonna grab that soup, so I'll be right back. It's just been sitting in the microwave. Be right.
Soup time.
So how is everyone?
All right, I guess.
All right.
Good.
Where's everyone from?
I'm from
UK.
Minnesota, so basically Canada. No?
Atlanta.
I'm from Texas.
California.
Oh, that's cool.
Is anyone
Did
gonna
anyone see La La Land at all?
I've seen it too many times, like a little bit unhealthily
Like I've
amount of
seen it.
times. I've brought like
Can't.
like 9 times, I think, because I've brought like
There, I can hear you.
different people along.
I feel like
I've seen it way too many times.
I've seen it like 3 times, but I've never
What
seen it by
movie?
myself. La La Land.
What? Sorry.
Oh, I haven't seen it yet.
Oh, for La La Land, we're talking about how many times we've seen it.
Oh.
Because the first time I saw it with my mom, then I saw
It
it
gets
with
better
my
on the
friend.
second watch, I think. I think the
Yeah.
second time it connects a lot more.
Yeah, the 3rd time I saw it with my girlfriend and her friends, so I've never
Yeah,
seen it by
For a
myself.
second time. It's definitely a movie I want to watch for a second time.
Yeah,
I've only seen
really
it.
wanna watch-
I've only seen it once so far, but it didn't really click with me. I don't know why. It's odd because I really like musicals, but this one just
Oh, weird.
didn't work.
Because
Yeah.
what's hilarious about it is most people love it who don't really like musicals.
Exactly, I was noticing that. Yeah, it's odd.
There's like everybody who doesn't like musicals loves La La Land.
It's funny, I work at a movie rental store, and like according to the old people there, like I'm like the Antichrist because I don't like the movie.
That's funny.
Yeah, it's kind
crazy.
of hilarious. I mean, Grace Randolph didn't like it, and everyone has been basically trying to pounce on her for not liking it.
Well, what I think from what I could tell, and I don't really want to attack other people, so I'll be as polite as possible. But from what I could tell, people weren't really upset at her for not liking it, but they were upset at her for having really bad reasons for not liking it.
Yeah, she kind of had some really odd reasons that didn't really connect with me. at
Which,
least.
if you've seen her Gravity review, you'll see the exact same thing happening. It's like it's okay not to like a movie, but you have really bad reasons for not liking the movie. Like don't bring your own politics into it, is what I would say.
Yeah, my
Is this
dad.
YouTuber or
Well, yeah, I don't know. I don't want this to turn into shit talking other YouTubers chat.
Yeah, I mean, I like Grace. She's done some good stuff.
I don't follow many
She-
movie reviewers.
She pretty much had the exact same opinion as me on Inside Out,
Yeah,
but she got more shit for it because I guess I constructed my argument more thoroughly. I don't know.
Is Monster Trucks out in theaters?
I don't even know.
I think it is.
Probably is.
what movie?
Monster trucks.
Monster trucks.
Terrible Nickelodeon.
Oh, yeah, I saw that in 3D, and oh my gosh. It's like, imagine Garbage Pail Kids in 3D, because it looks like food fight in
Garbage Pail
3D.
Kid.
It's hilarious.
This only makes me want to see it more.
The monster in the
It's
truck.
great. It's so funny. It's bad, but it's kind of hilarious.
I'll see it when I have the luxury of skipping through it at home and not being trapped in a theater.
It's the new meme. It's monster trucks, but every time they say that's monster, just drink and you'll die. They literally say that's monster about 20 times.
As in, it is the new meme, or you're just saying it's the
I'm
new
saying
meme?
it could become a new meme.
Okay,
It could be a
because
thing.
it's not the new meme.
It's
How
not.
big
It's
is
not
it?
yet. It's not We Are Number One yet, but it could be.
No.
Yeah.
I love it when brands and businesses and corporations try to force memes. It's always really funny.
It seems like when your like parents start to use really odd language. It's like when your dad starts to dab, you start getting a little depressed.
Well, I mean, I'm the kind of guy where like let's talk about dabbing, because I feel like regardless of the age of the person, it's just as funny to me. Because it's not like, it was never a cool thing to do, in my opinion. It was never like, people say it's a dance. It's not a dance.
It's not.
Right?
It's like
My mom asked me to do one.
Go watch the Minecraft convention footage, and you'll see like every kid try to go in front of the camera and just like constantly dabbing.
It's so talented. I can't swear.
It's something that's like really easy to do at any given point in time, and it doesn't. Is it supposed to mean anything? Does it have any like? It just looks really funny.
The origin of it is, there's it's like a type of, I guess, wax or something you put in joints, and it's supposed to like be like you're coughing. That's where it comes from, at least.
It's not like the Hitler salute.
What?
Yeah, okay, hold on.
By the way, your previous claim that you are not the Antichrist, I'm starting to have some doubts because of your mic. It makes you sound like the Antichrist.
That's true, actually.
It's all right. You can leave it like that. It's not something that you have to fix. We can all understand you. But you do sound like it's very distorted, and it sounds like the Antichrist would sound.
Wait, Adam.
Wait, what's up?
Have you ever seen Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban? Because
I've seen all the Harry Potters, and I've forgotten all of them the minute they were over.
I have it on Blu-ray.
I think Prisoner of Azkaban is the best one because it's Alfonso Cuarón. He directed.
What?
It's the best made technically.
Yeah, it was.
Let me look at this.
And it actually has some really funny humor.
He directed a Harry Potter movie?
Yeah,
it was a fun.
Hell yeah, he did.
It's really good, actually, from my opinion, at least. It has a lot better. It's a lot better than
I'm
the
looking
other.
this up right now.
What are
That was the third one?
It's the third one, yeah, with the
Yeah.
Dementors and everything.
That's
Which
a
is,
good
oh my
movie.
gosh,
It's one with the good
Dementor
directing.
the Quidditch battle with like the Dementor face coming up to Harry. That thing gave me nightmares for years.
It's been so long since I've seen them, but
I used to play
I don't
the
have fond memories. They've all kind of just. I'm not like invested in the universe is the problem. Like I don't care about any of the things that are happening or the characters. And
I read all the books.
if I'm gonna read some if I'm gonna watch some sort of like fantasy epic, I would rather watch Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
Where I know that there are like actual consequences to things, and you can't just say, "Oh no, I'm trapped." Oh, there's this magic spell. Woo!
Well, I think there's like
I guess that does happen in Lord of the Rings, doesn't it? I guess that's a really bad example because that also happens.
It's not as bad
in
as
Harry Potter during like the later half of the movies. There is some consequences that actually happen. Like, no spoilers, but like there's some things where like you kind of can feel the weight of certain things affecting the characters.
People die.
People do die. Yeah.
I just feel like there's more carnage in Lord of the Rings. I feel like the stakes are higher in a way.
Yeah.
I haven't seen Lord of the Rings.
Fantastic Beasts Redmayne. Oh my gosh.
That's a good movie.
I
You
create
know,
life.
It's not a bad movie.
I
don't
It's not
haven't
a bad movie, though.
enjoyed anything that Eddie Redmayne has done yet.
I never heard of him until this
The
movie.
Danish
until
Girl, he
now.
was good in The Danish Girl, which I'm pretty sure you're going to be seeing soon for your 2015
What
list.
about
I will be seeing
Danish
that
Girl
soon.
was a piece of
I
shit,
like
but he was
that.
pretty good in it.
I
Really.
like
It's
Alicia
What about Les
Vikander
Mis?
was
He already
great.
looks like
I
a woman.
didn't actually.
If I remember correctly, I think Eddie Redmayne won an Oscar in Theory of Everything.
Yes.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
very, very annoyingly won an Oscar for Theory of Everything.
The
'Cause
Kind of
first,
like Justin Bieber.
That was when Michael Keaton deserved to win.
the first thing
And that
I
was
saw
the only
him
point where Michael Keaton should win, really.
in, the first thing I saw him in was Les Mis. You know, he kind of had that.
Oh, I didn't even see
supporting
that.
role,
Me
and
neither.
he was good in that. It was a very small role, though.
He didn't do much in Les Mis, did he?
Yeah,
He like
exactly.
sang for 5 minutes and made out
What?
with.
He had a pretty
year
good
was that
song,
movie?
and that's about it.
What year
I
was
mean-
that movie?
That was
Yeah.
2012.
2012, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Delicious, delicious salt soup.
Is soup good?
It's delicious. It's very
Soup
good.
comes in a bag in my workplace. And it's
Why?
frozen. Because I work at a bakery.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
I feel like I would fuck things up if I worked at a bakery. I don't know what I'm doing.
It's like very easy. Just watch this just all day.
Ugh.
It's like
I got a saxophone yesterday. I'm very, very happy with it.
Sexy sax man Adam.
Yes! But now my arm really hurts. Maybe from carrying it, maybe from playing it.
You need a video of you playing epic sax style.
Yeah.
I probably could. That's probably one of the easiest things to learn.
How easy.
Probably learn that really easily. I've already kind of quite a bit on it. I'm starting to incorporate it in some of the songs that I'll be that will be in the album. So
How's it coming along?
it's coming along very well.
I might want to pre-order it or whatever.
There will be a thing for that.
Oh, I'll try and support you
Wait.
for it.
You'll all know when it happens.
Do you reckon there'll be like a snippet or something before it comes out?
Yes,
All
I'm
right.
expecting
yeah.
like the.
I
I'm
have
expecting like
I have a
YouTube
plan.
situation.
Sorry, what?
I'm expecting like a YouTube situation. It'll be all now iTunes
Oh,
without
yeah.
our consent or something.
We'll be on
Oh.
Spotify.
I'm gonna type up some malware code and make sure it's on everyone's computer. I'm like, guys, I'm releasing this for free, which
Kinda
means
like
you have to
YouTube?
get it.
Like the YouTube thing of Apple.
Oh yeah. Non-consensual. It is really annoying though. Like I can finally, if when that news came out, I was a little like, it's a song. And now on my phone, there's a fucking app that I don't want, and it installed itself onto my phone, and I can't get rid of it.
What?
I can't even
What?
uninstall it.
What?
The hack your phone.
It's called and depending on your phone or your software, some phones will just do that. Some TVs will fucking do that. Smart
What phone
TVs
do you
will
have?
automatically update and give you ads and shit. We're living in a really annoying future.
Yeah, so it kind of sucks.
Welcome to the 21st century. Weird dreams will die, but memes will stay
Welcome
alive.
to Trump's America.
Oh yeah.
Not my president.
For a
Day
day
one.
now.
Hashtag not my president. I'm Canadian.
I did.
Your
I didn't
entire
vote.
like
I didn't vote
super
at all.
super foreign for some reason.
Sorry, what?
I say your entire fan base is super foreign for whatever reason. It's kind of funny.
Because, well, I mean, if we're looking at YouTube stats, 50% of my audience is American.
Oh,
That's me.
50% of the people that wind up watching the videos, at least. But I think that the hardcore fans, the people that donate on Patreon, like you lovely people yourselves, thank you very much.
I want to be canceled.
And also people that would, check out like a Twitch stream or, go the extra mile and not just like watch the videos. I think that a lot of those are European or like, I don't know. Like it comes from a variety of places that I would say there's a higher chance of it not being in North America, maybe. Because every time we do the Patreon chat, it's like mostly not North America, I think. Maybe.
Which one is it?
Sorry?
Which one is it? What country is it sometimes?
Well, I mean, there's UK, there's Germany.
There's tons of Swedes here, I've noticed.
Yeah, a lot of Swedish people and Danish people and some Norwegians. It's a lot of Scandinavia. No French people, but they're all racist, so why would they watch it?
That's kind of true.
I will generalize an entire country because they're racist, and they generalize entire races.
Okay,
and that's wrong.
Does that include French Canadians?
We got a bad deal with Quebec. I want to build a wall around Quebec.
Why would you do
but
that?
Anyway, I was just about to finish my point. Is that I think that a lot of the reason for that is that there aren't that many YouTube channels or popular or successful or entertaining YouTube channels that cover a lot of foreign language films. And to the world outside America, it's common sense because other countries exist. But to America, in the American bubble, if you pay attention to films outside of America or give them equal credit, all of a sudden there's this implication as though it's some sort of affirmative action. They're like, oh yeah, you're adding in foreign films just to be hipster or something. But it's like, well, no, they're in there because they're good. Like America already has a bit of a monopoly when it comes to movies. America does undeniably produce a lot of great movies, despite all the bullshit, despite all the crap. A lot, like if you look at any list that I make, although the frequent comment that I get is oh, why is this all foreign language films? Why is this all just a bunch of indie out of America bullcrap? If you actually count the amount of films that come from America, they're usually 50% or more of the list. So about half American films, or even higher of a percentage of, if we're just going to say English-speaking films. And so I think it's kind of funny that to a lot of people, just including an amount of foreign language films that isn't even proportional, where America is still dominating, apparently to a lot of people, that's like way too many foreign films. Like the list has to be 9 out of 10 American films or 10 out of 10. Like no one's used to seeing it. And that's why I feel like I have a decent amount of dirty, filthy foreigners in my fan base.
And it's also because Europeans are just pretentious as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the hipsters of the universe.
Yeah.
How does voting work in
Global
Canada?
politics. Sorry?
How does voting work in Canada?
How does what work?
Voting.
Yeah. The same. You know what? It's basically so in the federal election, we had writings based on locations, and I don't think they're representative population-wise. In fact, I'd be very surprised to find out they are. I don't think they are. It's just by locations, and basically each riding has an MLA, member of Legislative Assembly, I think is the full term for it. So you basically have you can basically vote for a certain party in a certain riding. And so when I voted NDP, my riding turned out to be liberal by the end of it. And then by the end of it, in the federal election, I don't think all the ridings are weighted the same. I don't even know, but it's not population it's not like an individual vote counts as much as the actual writing does. But either way, I mean, like it's a system that I would like to improve because regardless, it's still using first past the post, even though we do have a multiple party system, even though you know, we're not in a two-party system. It unfortunately encourages a lot of I think there's a technical term for it. I don't remember if it's called gerrymandering or if that's something else. But it basically encourages people to vote against who they would least want as prime minister, when a voting system should be giving your vote to a person or a party that you feel should be running the country. And that I mean, the exact same issue existed in the American election too, is like most people weren't voting for Hillary Clinton because they wanted Hillary Clinton. It's because they didn't want Trump, you know? And
Yeah,
I feel like it's wrong to not be able to genuinely express your political beliefs by, you know, you should be able to vote for a candidate that you like, but instead it's voting for candidates that you don't like. So if you look up a CGP Grey video on something called The Alternative Vote, that one seems pretty cool as a voting system. And you know what's really a little annoying is Justin Trudeau, despite not voting for his party, but he's in power. And one of his party platforms, as the election was happening, was electoral reform to get rid of first past the post voting, because no one here really likes it. And last time we had an election in 2011, we wound up giving the country a conservative majority just because of how not truly democratic first past the post voting system is. Most of the country did not want a conservative government, but since it was split between two parties, conservative government wound up being the majority. Despite most people voting against a conservative government, the conservative government still had the majority. And so one of Trudeau's promises for election is like, if I'm prime minister, I will do electoral reform. And now he's already backing out on it, and it hasn't even been that long. And he's like, you know what? The system gave us a liberal majority. Why would I want to change it?
Yeah.
What a fucking asshole. I'm pissed off. He better smarten up on that shit.
I'm glad I'm not Canadian.
He better fucking do it, because I'm so upset with him on that issue alone, and we'll see how his other issues are. Because right now he's a lot of like progressive talk, but not progressive action, which is very annoying because it means that a lot of people are just going to be brainwashed and pay more attention to his words rather than his actions. So far, he hasn't done a lot of action to piss me off, but that if he doesn't actually do campaign reform or electoral reform, I'm just like I'm going to say I'm going to vote for someone else next election, but I didn't vote for him last election either. So I mean that doesn't really.
People are getting impeached in Canada, or is that not a thing?
Sorry.
Can you like impeach people in Canada, or is that not a thing?
Can we? What is that word that you were saying?
Impeach. Yeah.
Impeach.
Yeah, where I say it.
Well, I'm honestly not even completely sure of the process for impeachment in America. Although I know it's a word and I know it's a thing, I don't really know what would have to take place to impeach a president. You would have to basically have a bunch of politicians collectively agree to impeach them, and that's it. Is that just how it works?
I have no fucking clue.
Exactly.
Congressional vote.
So weed will still be legalized. There's a lot of money in legalizing weed. I don't see why he wouldn't do that, because it's to everyone's benefit to legalize weed. He says by the end of 2017 it will happen. I would love for that to just happen right away. I don't see why we have to wait.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, like, why not right now?
Yeah, I don't know. I was hoping that would just be like right after the election. Snap your fingers and things are magical and there's no legislative process at all. You know what? Let's make that a reality. Let's make that Trump's America, where you can just snap your
Trump's
fingers.
America?
Yeah.
I will kill myself.
It would be really funny just to have dictator rule, which is also why I think a lot of people are over exaggerating and overreacting when it comes to Trump. Is like the legislative process isn't set up in a way where he can literally just pull a fucking Duterte or however you pronounce the Philippines president.
I think it's Duarte.
You can't just pull that. It doesn't even matter how crazy you are in the U.S. Like you can't just do that as a president. The legislative system is set up very differently than the Philippines. So I don't know.
Are you off of Suicide Watch from The Good Dinosaur yet?
Maybe.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if I can ever forget it.
I love the nature animation, like the background animation was amazing. It was like almost photorealistic, but everything else was just
like shit.
Oh my eyes and ears were bleeding.
Pixar has every opportunity and every ability to use the same talents that they use on all of the backgrounds and textures and scenery. They have all the talent in the world that they could use that towards the character models themselves, but they won't do that because if the character models don't look like a piece of plastic, then you can't sell them as a toy, and that's what it's all about.
Can make Finding Nemo.
We have to sell Spot. We have to sell Spot to all the kids.
Keep making Finding Nemo movies. Keep making Nemo movies.
Finding Dory was awful. It was bad.
I
was
like
really bad.
I saw that you gave it a 3. What'd you not like about it specifically?
Everything. It was like so. I mean, every scene was either having some sort of like logical annoyance, or it would be a scene that only existed to be a memberberry scene of like Membo and this happened and the first Finding Nemo, and it's so fucking masturbatory and like self-referential to the point where it doesn't even have its own thing, and it's not like it was really just a useless film that only ever annoyed me. There was one moment that I kind of liked, and it was the first scene with the octopus, and that's about it. And the rest of the movie was just really bad.
I haven't seen it yet.
Really convenient, and it's just the whole fucking thing. The action. I'm not gonna spoil it because you haven't seen it, I guess. But the action sequence near the end is just so stupid.
I felt like they were parroting themselves, though.
The way it's edited and just it's so awful.
Do you think we're ever actually going to see another great movie from Pixar? Because there's been this.
I don't know, because it seems like everybody who's doing any good shit for Pixar has like moved over to the Disney.
Cars 3.
Cars 3 looks
the Disney
amazing,
label.
guys.
I think the only reason why they haven't disbanded Pixar is because they know that the name can still make them money.
Yeah, but
they can put Pixar on something and people will be like, "Oh, Pixar, that means it's good." And
Are you going to see Moana, Adam?
Sorry?
Are you going to see Moana? Because I don't like Disney at all. But
I will see it.
I loved it. It was so good, at least for me. Like, it was.
I haven't seen it yet. So
to be honest, I think Adam
was a lot of
would really not like it.
Actors were in it, like Rachel House for the Wilder People.
I can also predict that I probably wouldn't like it much.
I think I might give it a 7, maybe, because
it's
better.
That's pushing it, but we'll see. I'm open to.
The music is actually really good. Like, it's legitimately better than I think Frozen or any of the others.
Whenever I hear the words "it's actually really good," it makes me less hopeful for the movie.
Yeah.
Did you see a bigger splash yet from Lucha Guadagnino? Did you see a bigger splash yet?
Yes, and I enjoyed it. Kind of disagree, without spoiling it, I kind of disagree with that one musical choice, which all I have to say is that, and you probably would know. And by the end of it, I mean, I feel like it kind of failed to have a point in some ways, and I really like the way it's shot, and he's very talented when it comes to finding cool ways to shoot moments. And Tilda Swinton's obviously fantastic. Like all the performances was great. I think I gave it a 7 on IMDb. It's one of those. It's one of those movies where it's like I'm never gonna watch it again, and I there were a lot of things that kept me from fully enjoying it, but just based on all objective qualities that I can think of to make a film, other than story, I guess, it stood out well enough that I have to give it like a 7. It's really great.
Is Personal Shopper better than Call of Stars Maria?
It was less boring.
I'm excited to see it because it looks actually not bad. I want to see it.
All right, but it wasn't good.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm interested to see what it is though, because it seems like something I might like because I liked Call of Stars Maria.
Yeah, I know a lot of people that did, which I disagree. As anybody's seen my video on Clouds of Sils Maria, I very much disagree. And also, yeah, this one was also kind of dumb, but a lot less boring. It was a lot shorter.
Has anyone seen Hidden Figures yet?
I have not.
Let me look.
Oscar bait.
At what this is.
Yeah, I know it's like Oscar bait.
Hidden Figures.
Yeah,
That's not
What?
Black women.
That's different.
60s.
Story about like black woman who like helped with
Oh well.
NASA?
Okay, this is not okay. Yeah, this is definitely nominated for 2 Golden Globes. So, the Oscars haven't announced their nominations, right?
No, it's
When's that happening?
That's on Tuesday morning.
Yeah.
Tuesday
Oh, really? It's that soon?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
I can't wait.
3 days.
wow.
This year feels like it's going to be really easy to predict, to be honest.
Well,
This year feels like it's going to be a lot more inclusive.
I guess.
La La
but,
Land's gonna win Best Picture, I think, and Casey Affleck is great in Mentioned by the Sea, so
honestly, like they have it set up for them so that they can be more inclusive to not white people. Because Moonlight was actually really good.
Oh, that was
Moonlight
great.
was great.
Yeah,
So they have a really easy pitch ahead of them. Nominate Moonlight for a bunch of shit.
La La Land is going to win Best
It could
Picture.
win Best something.
Probably gonna win something, yeah.
Although, don't let politics get in the way of having what should have, objective. If I don't want it to influence what they pick in terms of quality, but I have a strange feeling that it might, because I think La La Land's a better film than Moonlight. It has better directing, that's for sure. La La Land 100% guaranteed is going to win Best Original Song for something.
Yeah,
they've already got that category. They know they have an Oscar already. But
they won every single thing at the Golden Globes. Like every single award it won.
Well, and everybody knew that would happen too. Like the skit, the opening skit for the Golden Globes was La La Land themed. It was so just
poorly done though.
It was, yeah. I don't like what's his face.
Jimmy Fallon.
I'm just gonna
I like Jimmy Fallon.
a beverage. 1 second.
All right.
Jimmy Fallon's hit or miss, I think.
I don't watch a lot of TV.
I mean, you do have to give him credit though. He's able to get up on stage in front of the entire world and not be funny.
Yeah.
So can Rosie O'Donnell. So.
Yeah, exactly.
She's still relevant.
Jimmy Fallon's fake laugh is unbearable.
It's really bad.
Yeah.
I saw a video of that. It's Jimmy Fallon faking it.
It's true though. It's like anytime I watch an interview with him, it's like I kind of start to get into him, and then he starts laughing, and I just lose everything. I just stop.
Did anyone here like Batman v Superman?
I was really.
I love the opening scene, like the opening slow motion scene. I thought that was great.
That looked awesome. That was well directed.
It looked amazing. That one scene looked amazing.
What's it?
Batman v Superman, the opening scene too.
Oh, I still haven't seen that.
Me
You know,
neither.
It's
I
I
don't-
think you might like some parts of it, like the
That's how I feel about every Zack Snyder movie I've seen.
I don't
It's
think it
like
was
I like
amazing.
some parts of it.
I don't think it
It's-
was amazing, but I wouldn't say that it's deserving of the bad reviews it got. It got a
I
really
like
bad shit on.
I
Yeah,
don't know.
no,
It's
it's
really
shit.
messy. There's like parts of it that I actually think are good, but like the overall thing really doesn't work. Like
director's
fuck
cut is
it.
better, I think.
Director's
that's
cut is
Like,
much
not as
better.
bad as
Much
Dude,
better.
it was
It
shit.
really fixes a lot of the pacing
The
issues.
only part of it I liked was the fight scene, and I don't know if it's like a warehouse, but I know it's like
The warehouse scene was
and
good.
that was awesome.
yeah, that was it. And then everything
And the
else like
one-
I
is shit.
actually think the warehouse scene, like even Adam, I think would probably like it. Like
And the
seriously,
one
I've
take-
heard things about it.
it
The
looks
one
it's
take
really
scene
well
in, like
directed.
the Mad Max Fury Road-esque one take shot action was really good. I thought that looked good.
Yeah, but that was like 3 seconds.
That was like it
Yeah.
was actually about 15
This-
though.
I
It was-
guess,
mean-
but it was cool.
The score was really
The
good.
real question is whether or not I'll enjoy it more than Legend of the Guardians: The Owls of Ga'Hoole.
I like
What
that.
is that movie?
That was cool.
It's a
was
Zack
good.
Snyder film, but
I
for
like it.
kids.
I watched
I thought it was
Check for the
good.
first time.
I've never even heard of that.
It's you know what's funny is like it's I guess a family film, like it's a kids film,
It is,
but
but
there's
it's
some really cool Zack Snyder action scenes in it
Yeah.
that are like kind of violent.
Wasn't there that one owl with like a metal beak or a claw or something? That was awesome. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, that looked cool.
Hey, Adam.
Yes.
I watched Blank Check for the first time.
What is it? Sorry, you watch what?
Blank Check.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
What did
Yeah,
you
on
see?
Hulu. Blank Check.
Blank
Oh,
check.
That
it's-
one crappy 90s movie. Yeah.
I watch listed it because the plot sounds hilarious, but I haven't seen it myself.
I heard you talking about it on the Pizza Party podcast. And I wanted to watch it.
Oh yeah, yeah. I would love to see it.
Pass
Oh,
Through was
also, Adam,
a
I need
masterpiece.
to give you a bit of a personal thank you
But why?
for being apparently the only fucking other person in the world who didn't think that Brooklyn was that good.
It was boring.
It
It was really boring. Also, that kid with the
You
fucking
know what's kinda
Italian
funny
accent
is,
was
like-
horrible. Oh my god.
I've noticed a lot of. I remember hearing something along those lines posted in my subreddit near the Oscars of last year. Is that
Yeah.
seems to be like a bit of a consensus among my audience? I guess is that it was just really like there was nothing to lure me into it, and I was bored, and I'd gotten an hour through it, and I was like, well, I'm still not interested in anything that's happening. So,
Did you get to the part with the little kid, the little Italian kid? Because that was so badly done. It was fucking hilarious.
From my brain.
Okay, that's fair enough.
Speaking of child actors, do we think Lucas Hedge is actually going to get nominated? Because he was kind of horrible in Manchester by the Sea.
His accent was bad. I think
Was he
did
nominated for a Golden Globe?
No, but
Then he
there,
probably won't be nominated for an Oscar. I
there
mean,
was a
Yeah.
there was a certain scene, no spoilers, that was supposed to be super dramatic, but I kind of
There's
ended up.
a lot of
cackling.
scenes where he ruined it.
It was really
There's a
funny.
lot, like,
Affleck was good though.
sorry,
Casey Affleck in it because I thought he was.
he was
so
good.
good.
Yeah.
He might get a nomination.
I think he might win.
That might happen, but yeah, the kid was the worst part of the film. If he got an Oscar nomination, I would vomit. I don't think it's likely, especially when there's a better actor from that film and tons of better actors from other films that are already going to get nominated for Best Picture. I don't see that kid reasonably getting a nomination.
He was
Yeah.
good in the Wes Anderson movies because he was in.
Well, he's
Yeah.
also very restricted in those films. He's not required to do much.
He,
Yeah.
that
When
is
he
very
shows up,
true.
he's like, "You're done, Tchaikovsky," and that's it. Like he has a very, So if let's say I'm a director doing a casting call and someone auditions and they can do one thing very well, like not even like amazing, but it's like especially for a child actor, you look at it and you go like, oh yeah, I could see you as this like bully character. You can do that. You're not really required to do much other than that. But then all of a sudden, he's in a film and it's a Wes Anderson film and it's successful and it does well. All of a sudden he has that on his resume next movie he goes to is like Zero Theorem, and Terry Gilliam's like, "Ooh, this kid was in a Wes Anderson film. Let's put him in." And then he
But
can't
Susie
act for
Bishop
shit.
was in it.
And he has to,
Susie
he has
Bishop
to
in
have like different emotions all of a sudden. You know, like
was it
I'm
bad?
supposed to act happy and surprised, and I can't. And then, and then for whatever fucking reason, they cast him in this film having to do an actual accent that he can't pull off at all.
Nope.
Doesn't have
He
a
can't even
character?
do it. It's like that should be the bare minimum requirement to play the character. Is actually make
This a new actor?
be convincing and not completely inconsistent.
The other thing about the Wes Anderson movies versus Manchester by the Sea is where Manchester by the Sea is like very realistic, and the directors try to make it feel like this is something happening in real life. The Wes.
Oh yeah, Wes Anderson is like a storybook.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, it feels like a children's story, but a lot better.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, he wasn't the only problem with Manchester by the Sea by far, but he was probably the most annoying. He was definitely the most annoying actor, that's for sure.
How old
He
is
was
this
awful.
movie?
Everyone says that movie's great.
It's
not.
I like it.
It's all right. It's really Oscar baity.
What movie?
Manchester.
Let alone it's
Manchester
really
by the
Oscar
Sea.
baity.
Was it
And
this
then-
year or last year?
Sorry?
Was it this year or last year?
It'll be nominated for the 2017 Oscars.
Oh, okay.
As in for the year 2016, but the 2017 Oscars.
Oh, it was last year then.
Yes.
No, this year.
Oh,
I mean,
really?
The Oscars are this year. The film was 2016.
Yeah, exactly.
I didn't see any trailers for it.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't like a big film, but it was definitely a festival film.
Oh, okay.
I also see in your IMDb here that Green Room you gave a 5 out of 10.
I didn't. Yeah, I
Really feeling
don't
it?
know. I don't know why. A lot of people that that have the same general taste as me seem to really like it, but it was better than the average horror movie that does this same things that it did, but I didn't consider it to be amazing. I didn't even think Blue Ruin was that great, but everybody really loved that too.
I thought it was
same
decent.
director, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say
Yeah.
you don't seem to like Jeremy Saulnier or
It's
however you
not
pronounce it.
based on knowing it's him. It's it's
Yeah, but like
every time he makes a movie, it gets really overhyped or overrated.
they're really well shot though. Like you can
They're
give them that.
pretty well. They're pretty well shot, but I wouldn't say like well
Blue Ruin
enough
was
to.
at least like
Sorry?
Green Room was mostly just like black drywall and stuff.
Yeah. I mean, they're well shot in a way that I'm not gonna say that it had bad cinematography, but they're not well shot in a way where I would praise the cinematography.
They're not special.
They're pretty. Blue Ruin was almost special.
No, I'm saying like not special in the way that it was shot. Like there's no clever shots. It's just really good looking, but like generic shots. If you get what I mean.
Yeah, and I mean like even in that same category, like even in just cinematography, but also overall, Blue Ruin was kind of special, and I liked the first half of it, but then the second half of it turned into the generic version of the story that it was telling, and it really just didn't it didn't do what it was trying to do well at all in the second half, I thought.
This a horror movie?
They're both kind of horror movies.
I feel like Blue Ruin's more like a drama thriller, and then Green Room's more going for that horror aspect of it.
Without spoiling Blue Ruin, that convenient timing bullshit was so bad. That was the moment where I was just like, oh fuck, like this isn't really a great movie.
Where can I find this movie?
Blue Ruin?
Yeah,
it's on Blu-ray now. It's been out since July.
You can find it with a Google search.
It's also on US Netflix, as far as I know.
As it is? I'm gonna look it up later.
Yeah, Green
My
Room.
problem with
I mean, it's substantially better than the vast majority of horror movies, but the vast majority of horror movies are really, really bad.
How was Raw? Since it's a horror movie.
Sorry?
How was Raw? The cannibal movie about the girl and the vegan. The
It was,
Raw?
I liked it. I gave it a generous 7. I don't think it would be any higher than a 7.
What was good and what wasn't good?
Well, I don't want to really go too
I
in
know it's
depth
like
into a movie
a
that like
debut.
no one's seen, and I didn't make a quickie on it. It was a fun, campy, entertaining, kind of squeamish. It was just fun to watch. It was a fun movie. The acting was pretty good.
I just watched Under the Shadow because everyone was hyping it up, but I saw that you gave it a 5, and it was kind of a 5. It really wasn't that incredible, but people are like,
it was the
hyping it so
Babadook,
much.
but Iranian.
Exactly.
It was the exact same fucking thing. It was the same movie.
There was some CGI in it that was really questionable. Also, that just kind of.
There was one shot I really liked. Actually, 2 shots I really liked.
I think I know what you're talking about. I think I know which ones.
Yeah, there were 2 really great shots. But it was just another annoying mom and kid movie where the kid is really annoying the whole movie and won't stop fucking whining and complaining about some entity. And it's like, hey, yes, are they making it up? Are they not making it up? Blah, blah, blah. This has never been done before. And yet we'll see another one of these in the next 2 years or something, and it'll be widely praised.
Are you talking about the
I
shots
think
at
it's
the
just
very end that
fucking
are good?
Sorry?
A very the last 15 seconds, those very last shots. I thought those were really good.
I want to say of what, but I'm worried that what.
No, it's literally nothing. It's like a book turning over and a decapitated doll. It's that's it, I think.
What are you talking about right now?
What movie is this?
The very last shots of it, I thought those were
Of
really
what?
Under the Shadow.
I think it's literally just
Wait,
doll.
did you just describe the last shot of a movie though? We shouldn't
There's
spoil
nothing
things.
about it though. It's completely. It has nothing to do with it. It's
I don't remember the last shot of the film. I don't remember the last 15 seconds. So when I say that it had 2 really good shots, that would not be one of them because it definitely wasn't near the end of the.
There was one moment that was kind of a scare that I think was well done, and there was a shot on a bed. No spoilers. That kind of was interesting.
The jazzercise scenes I don't know why they were in there really.
Well, that's kind of. Have you seen Persepolis or read the graphic novel? That's kind of just talking about.
I saw it.
I love Persepolis so much.
Yeah, just kind of how lucky to sneak in the American culture, and just how trying to express herself. I don't know.
The book's better than the movie though. With Persepolis, I mean.
That is true.
What's it about?
That's most books and movies.
It's just that the book's far more inclusive than the movie, I guess.
Have any of you seen The Voices? It's the same.
No.
Oh yeah,
The Ryan Reynolds movie? That was all right.
That about.
I watched a bit of it and was
Ryan
well,
Reynolds talking to animals.
making my list, and it's not gonna make it. So.
Oh, it's not.
I was really surprised that you gave Steve Jobs a 6. I thought you would give it at least a 7.
Which one?
The new one.
There's only one called Steve Jobs. The other one.
I don't know why. I don't know why I would give it a 7.
No, it's just I was expecting you to like it. I enjoyed it. I didn't think it was amazing, but I thought you
Me
might
too.
see something in it that I didn't.
No.
It just seemed like your type of movie.
Why?
Mostly because Danny Boyle and Fassbender and all
Well,
that.
I mean, but
They're all great.
if you didn't even see what I would have found special, and you're
Fair
assuming
enough.
that I would see something that you didn't even see, what if it wasn't there?
I
I
guess
thought it was well written and it had some really good performances.
it was really Aaron Sorkin-y.
It was it was really Aaron Sorkin-y.
It was.
But I mean, God, that really a lot of it was just so much forced self-importance, where objectively, the story, even just the story itself. If it wasn't Steve Jobs, then none of the story would matter. If you created a new character for the film and Steve Jobs didn't exist, and this was just a film where this was a character that you were learning about for the first time, it wouldn't work at all. And I mean, that's all right, I guess. But a lot of the film just they forced a level of importance that isn't there unless they force it, and a lot of it is just like over dramatized, and it felt less like real life and more like a movie at lots of points. Like the shit tons of rain outside the window during their fucking argument, like in the 2/3 through the movie mark, where he's arguing with what's his face from Dumb and Dumber,
Jeff Daniels.
Jeff and Daniel.
Yeah, there's like Jeff Daniels is like yelling, and like there's this huge grandiose storm happening outside.
What's his face
From biopic.
Dumb and Dumber?
Somebody is now experiencing an echo.
Yeah, somebody.
Yeah, that's
really
me. Sorry.
Okay, no worries.
Adam.
Yes.
Also, the fucking Michael Fassbender's makeup at the end was really bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. Michael Fassbender himself was fine though. Like, he's a great actor.
I love him.
I enjoyed him in the X-Men films.
Sorry?
I enjoyed Michael Fassbender in the X-Men films as Magneto.
I am not interested in X-Men in the slightest, and Logan doesn't look.
I hate X-Men
exciting.
so much.
I want to
don't
see
hate
Logan though, because it looks like, from what I hear, it's like this kind of like movie that's like about like old, like coming to terms with like old age and death, rather than like.
I think that marketing wise, it really wants everyone to believe that it's that.
Yeah.
But
That's
I
a
don't
lower
know,
budget.
I don't know
It's
if
like 30
that's
million.
what any. I don't know if what you expect it will be is what it will be.
That's
Just
true.
watch a more
Like Toy
instead.
Story 3 had those themes, right?
We're gonna dangle
Toy
your
Story
childhood
3.
plays in front of. Oh, Toy Story 4's coming out.
I can't
When?
wait.
Yeah.
When is that
It's
coming
out like
out?
2018, I think.
I'm gonna be super old when a movie comes
Oh,
out.
also Pixar. There's one more original movie they have listed, and it's a movie starring Gaeta Garcia Bernal, and it's a movie about the Day of the Dead. And I'm
What?
interested to see it. It's coming out like
Who made this? Sorry.
it's Pixar. It's coming out after Cars 3. It's in November because they're doubling up like they did back in 2015.
Weird.
They did Inside Out,
That
and
is weird.
they're doing like 2 movies each year. I'm excited to see that at least because it looks interesting. No teaser has been released, but it seems like it could be good.
There's
Maybe.
been a few stills that have been released, but that's about it.
It still looks kind of cartoony though.
Yeah, I don't like X-Men at all
Why
I
not?
don't like it that much.
because it's boring, and it rewrote its own history, and it did time travel, and it was really cheap.
I couldn't watch it at
Apocalypse was
all.
really funny at times, but in the bad way.
It's just, yeah, I don't know. If I found the universe to be like really, really cool at every moment watching it, then I would probably love it. And I feel like that's a lot of people's experience, is they love seeing the whole like, ooh, mutants with different powers.
That sounds
I
pretty
don't-
fun.
Yeah, I don't. It's not. Yeah.
I couldn't get into any of the movies. That was
Coco.
boring.
That's the
Yeah, it's
that's the
Coco.
Day of the Dead. Yeah.
Interesting. I don't know what to expect from that, but I guess I'll look it up later.
There's some good movies coming out this year from like there's some good movies that are like they're not like good yet, but looking good. Like there's a Paul Thomas Anderson movie coming out with Daniel Day-Lewis about like the fashion industry in the 1950s.
Oh, interesting.
I'm excited. I don't know if any of you seen the trailer yet, but
Excuse
A
me.
Cure
Is there
for
already a trailer out?
It's like the
What
new
movie?
Gore
What?
Verbinski movie, a Cure for Wellness.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
yeah.
saw
Named
the
on-
trailer one, and that's all I want to see about it.
Are you
I'll
gonna
watch
see it?
I watched the movie. It looks good.
I'm really
but I
excited.
don't want to. I don't want to. I already felt like everything after trailer 1 for M. Night's Split was giving away too much. So I'm always Gore Verbinski is a person that is definitely within the Hollywood system. So I don't have much faith that they will care whether or not they're spoiling a movie in the trailer. So if trailer 2 comes out, I'm just not going to watch it.
The trailer 2 already came out and I saw it, and it still looks pretty secretive. Like there's not like a lot of
Yeah,
things
who
that we
knows?
know yet.
But yeah, I'm excited to see it. I would like to see it.
Hey, Adam.
Sunset is coming out. It's the new Laszlo Nemes movie. He did Son of Saul, and it's about
Oh shit.
Hungary in 1910. And Okja's coming out. That's the new Bong Joon-ho movie.
Yeah, there's
I
a
know you
bunch of
didn't
shit
like
coming out.
Snowflake.
Who said hey Adam?
Oh, that was me.
What did you?
Have you seen Lemony Snicket yet? The TV series on Netflix?
No, I'm not interested.
Oh, I saw it.
Not interested at all.
New Edgar Wright movie's coming out. Baby Driver.
They showed
What the fuck
that. They
is
showed
that?
that near my college.
Shut it
Oh,
down.
really cool.
Yeah, they I know it stars Ansel Elgort,
And
Kevin
Lily
Spacey.
James. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I was like looking out one of my classes that I saw Ansel Elgort, and I waved to him, and he looked at me straight in the eyes and didn't wave back.
That seems like Ansel Elgort. I guess kind of seems like him.
He seemed like kind of an asshole. Like he had like a whole like two people like entouraging him on the way to something, and then
He looks a little cocky in
yeah.
Pirated this movie on
like,
purpose.
interviews and stuff.
Nah, I want to support Edgar Wright, so I'll buy a ticket.
Anybody seen It's Only the End of the World yet? By
Not
Xavier
yet.
Dolan?
No,
I
not.
have the Blu-ray's coming out in Canada.
Apparently, Dolan is how you pronounce it.
Yeah,
Is what
that's
somebody said, but I
Xavier
have no
Dolan.
way to confirm this. Xavier Dolan.
yeah, Xavier Dolan. Dolan.
Is that a French movie?
It's hard to say it.
Sorry,
Is that a French movie?
it's a French-Canadian movie, so
Oh,
like
It's like in
the
English.
disgusting French. So like the southern accent of French accents.
So is it like in English or in French?
It's in French.
It's in
I'm not
French.
gonna
His
watch
next
it.
movie after that is in English. It's his first English language movie.
Interesting.
Jon Snow is in it, and Adele has a cameo, and Jessica
Oh,
Chastain's in
of
it.
course Adele would have a cameo. He filmed her music video. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
that music video looked really good, though.
No,
Can Adele act?
Natalie Portman's in it, too.
we'll find out.
Natalie Portman and Jessica Chastain and Jon Snow are in his new English language movie coming out this year.
Let me IMDb it.
It's called The
IMDb
Death and
Breen.
Life of John F.
Oh.
Donovan, and that looks kind of cool.
It's like a movie. When is it coming out?
There's no release date yet, but on Twitter, Xavier, he said like he might be bringing it to like he's probably gonna bring it to like TIFF because he's not gonna go back to Cannes for this one because it won't be ready yet or something like that.
That's cool. Yeah,
Dunkirk-
Cannes like March and TIFF is like October,
Yeah,
Oh, really?
Dunkirk is
September or
coming.
something.
Well, personally, what I'm most excited for in 2017 is 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri, which is the new movie from Martin McDonagh, who did In Bruges and Seven Psychopaths.
Oh, interesting.
And it's starring.
I liked In Bruges. I didn't think Seven Psychopaths was amazing.
It had a good cast, but the movie wasn't as good. Yeah.
Yeah.
But this new one looks good. I do just see that it does have Lucas Hedges in it, though. So.
Ooh.
I wonder if Hanukkah's happy end will be.
That's probably gonna be at Cannes.
Yeah, you'd think because he's won the Palme d'Or like with his last 2
2
films.
times, yeah.
You'd think he'd continue going to Cannes. You'd think he'd be welcome there.
Dunkirk starring.
Let's make it
Harry
number 3.
Styles is coming. Harry
Dunkirk
Styles
looks
from One Direction
dope.
is in the new Dunkirk from Chris.
Oh no!
I don't even care.
I'm excited to see it because it looks interesting. Because I've given all of his movies up till like now, other than Batman Begins, a 7 out of 10. I thought that one was a 6 personally because the child actors I didn't think were that good, and the action was not that good. I think it was good, but it just wasn't great.
Fair enough.
But yeah, I'm excited to see what Dunkirk is because it looks like it. I think it's the first movie from him where I think it could have a chance of being something super, like, because all of his movies up to now,
It
I
looks
feel
really
as if,
normal compared to what he's
looks
made
normal,
or his past
yeah.
2 movies.
but I think it might be his first movie I've seen in a while from him where, because like he did this great movie, this great little movie. It was his first movie called Following.
I've
That
seen it.
can- Yeah, I really like that.
And you're
wanna
saying
see
that
him
this will
doing-
be like a return?
I feel like he might be doing more like visual storytelling, maybe, because I see a lot of it.
I don't know about that.
What movie is this?
It's hard playing. It's hard to explain what to say. I'm not
I genuinely don't even know what you mean by that.
When I went to Rogue One, I saw it in the theaters that had like the Dunkirk preview before. It was like a 7 or 8 minute, just like one of the scenes they showed in full. And I can say that seeing the trailer and seeing that, it does really look like it could be something, a return to his older, like,
What?
I don't know.
I didn't.
I don't even know what you mean by that because like following wasn't following.
It's I don't know how to describe it. It's more deliberate. I feel
more what?
Deliberate.
Deliberate.
I'm having a hard time trying to
You're
explain.
saying like he will have more control over the final product than maybe Batman, the third one, and Interstellar or something.
Well, Interstellar kind of just had money thrown at him, and he more or less did what he had to do. But the studio kind of, I think he, like at the very last minute, decided that instead of wanting, I really loved Interstellar up until when he entered into the the big portal thing.
Don't spoil.
Yeah, what are you doing?
My bad.
I even yelled wait. I even yelled wait. I was trying to stop you. I don't. What are you saying about the studio in Interstellar?
Well, I don't think it's the studio, but I think he might have decided because it kind of seemed like he wanted to leave it open-ended first, but then he decided that he wanted to. I think he might have wanted to explain something.
But why are you saying that though? Like what reason? Because from what I understand, Christopher Nolan makes the films that he wants to make. So I don't like I feel like just because the movie wasn't that great after a certain point in your opinion doesn't mean that there was like a conflict of what he wanted to make. I think maybe that just means he made something that you didn't think was that great.
Yeah.
Because I think you're fishing for like interpretation of trying to explain why it turned out a certain way when we don't really know, you know, like but there's no reason to believe one thing or the other.
That is.
Although,
that is.
I mean, if we're going to talk about like overall presentation, if we're going to talk about sloppiness of something being made, then it's reasonable to say like, oh yeah, because the studio needed it out by this time, or they didn't approve reshoots or something. Then you could say that there was some conflict in terms of him getting out the final product. But when it comes down to like the core elements of the story, Christopher Nolan's a director where I'm pretty sure he can do whatever the fuck he wants, and Warner Brothers isn't even going to say anything to him because like his name sells the movie. It doesn't even matter what the movie is, you know. Think about it this way: if Christopher Nolan wasn't a director that had complete freedom over his films, then we wouldn't have had Inception. No fucking way in hell a studio would give somebody that much money unless they're Christopher Nolan for a project that's if he handed them a script and he was just a regular director, even if he was a director that made films that made money every time they were made, but since he's Christopher Nolan, he can hand them a script to Inception and they can greenlight it instead of them saying like, that's too confusing, you should change this and change this to make it more accessible for people to understand or whatever, right? So I wholeheartedly believe that when I see a Christopher Nolan film, it's the film he wanted to make, aside from maybe some general like presentation sloppiness.
Hey, Adam.
I don't think there's a big conflict between him and the studio. I think they let him do whatever the fuck he wants to do, really.
Sorry to interrupt real fast, but my roommate from Kenya wants to say hi to you. He's been a fan of you for a long time. Yeah, hang on.
Hello. Hey, good morning. Hello. How are you?
Hi.
Hey. What's up?
I'm Alan, and I just wanted to say I'm a big fan of yours.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, I've been subscribed to both your subreddit and YouTube account for like 3 years now.
That's a long time.
Yeah, I've gotten so many recommendations from you. I really appreciate what you've done.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
I'm gonna give you an internet high five. Whoop-pow.
All right.
What? We gotta sync it.
Oh, there's a bunch of other people there. Huh?
Ah, I'm out of focus.
Hello.
Wait,
Hey,
it's never gonna work. There's too much delay.
Oh, can you hear me?
All right, I'll give this back to Ivan. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you.
Cool.
Who asked if I could hear them?
Oh, that was me.
Oh yes, I can hear you.
Oh yeah, my brother was in a movie.
Your what?
My brother was in a movie.
A movie.
Like indie movie.
B movie?
In B movie?
Yeah, he was in the B movie.
Brother Jerry Seinfeld.
Did he like jazz?
He was like in this indie movie for like South by Southwest. He did like a child healer or whatever. He was like a small part.
Child Hitler?
That's what I heard. Hey, healer. No, like one of those church people with the Bible and stuff. Yeah.
Was it good?
Yeah, it was good. It was okay.
What's it called?
I think it was called Roadkill Zoo or whatever it was called.
What?
Roadkill Zoo.
Rogue One.
It was Rogue One.
He played R2D2.
Yeah. He played the small fucking alien dude.
It's called Roadkill Zoo or whatever.
Roadkill Zero. Or
I had the worst joke
Oh,
ever for a while.
Is it a short film?
Yeah, kind of.
Well, the only one I can find is 10 minutes long, so that's pretty short.
Short films are like they're so desperate to fill up slots in a lot of film festivals. Like if you make a short film, I would say that you have like a decent chance at just getting into a festival with a short film. You know, there's a lot of shit that people release as YouTube videos that would plow through and make better short films than a lot of short films that appear at major film festivals. There's so many fucking bad ones. So many.
Adam, what's
awful
Messiah?
Films.
You rated one called like Messiah?
Bad. You know what? So I was at Vancouver Film Festival both last year and this year. Basically, if film festivals have short films, they usually play them in a block where it'll total the length of a movie, but they're playing them all in a row. And whoever wants to pay, you can pay a regular ticket to see all the short films that are of a certain theme or ones that they feel like would fit together or something like that.
I got it for free.
What Vancouver Film Festival has been doing for the past 2 years is they've been placing some of the short films before the actual film screenings for other films. So me being a person who will show up to a movie really early because I want to get a good seat, I'll show up to the movie, and then before the presenter even comes out or anything, there'll be like a short film as you're like waiting in your seats. And last year, I mean, they were all pretty bad, and they were all. I don't know if this is like the theme or if this is every short. I never go to the short film like big blocks or whatever, so I don't know. But last year, every single one of them was like produced by the Weinstein Company.
Never heard of
and that was also the case this year from the ones that I saw.
Right.
But Messiah was a short film that even on the first watch was already really bad. And I think I gave it like a 5 or a 4. And then every screening I went to after that point, they just kept playing the same goddamn short. And it got worse and worse every time I watched it. And I would know the beats of when things were going to happen. And I'd nudge my friend next to me and be like, wait for this part. This looks really embarrassing. And like, it was so bad. It was so stupid and so poorly filmed. You can literally get secondhand embarrassment from one of the scenes in the film. There's like
the same movie every time.
Basically the there's a part where it's so stupid to even give a plot summary because it doesn't make any sense. Basically, there's 2 Australians in a car talking about like purpose and religion very casually, and then they like see out of nowhere this dude in the middle of the road, and it's the dude that's from the film, literally on the poster of the film called Charlie's Country. It's the same guy, and he's in the middle of the road, and they're like, and then they're like, I think we hit him, but they didn't know, and they like look behind, they're like, oh, he's totally fine. We like went through the car or something. That must mean that he's the Messiah of like, and then she's like, I'm not buying any of this, and he's like, I'm gonna go on a spirit journey, and
Sounds like a Disney movie.
and then they like walk around the desert, and then they look up, and the clouds are like, there's this really awful storm effect where it's like, theoretically, if you just had like even a bit of
This Neil guy
budget for talent when it came to computer animation, then it would be fine. But it's just such an awful looking storm cloud that shows up. They're like, going through the desert spirit journey thing, and then it's like, I guess the next day, and they're still wandering around, and it does this really shitty this montage that would only ever exist in like really crappy 13-year-old drama presentations, like film presentations for drama class, and like basically you can't even hear what he's saying because there's this really shitty song that's playing over top of it, and everything's kind of in slow motion. And basically the main character like stops cars on the road, and then they stop, and he's like starts dancing, and that's supposed to imply like that he's telling them, like he told them about the Messiah, and he's like made some sort of a persuasive argument, I guess, and then more people like join him as he's dancing, and then one of the basically what winds up happening is like, as he converts people and they start dancing too, there's this really awful shot where there are these two like moderately attractive girls, and they're on the right side of the frame, and when they start dancing, it's like you can almost hear, like not literally, but you can imagine the director behind the camera saying like, okay, now dance, and giving them no direction whatsoever. And so when they start dancing, like literally they're just doing like the finger point thing, like, and one of the girls goes, woo! And her eyes are like literally just like looking up, like this is embarrassing. Like she doesn't want to be there, and she's just having a bad time. Like, okay, I'll like, fuck it, I'll dance. Like, woo! Like I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing face. And and they kept it in the film, and then he's got this group together, and then by the end of it, some dude in some like sports car or whatever picks up the Messiah. He's like, oh yo man, we're gonna watch the game, come in. And the Messiah's he's like, the guy's like to the Messiah, he's like, who are those people? And the Messiah's like, I don't know, they just started following me, haha. And then they drive away, and then the guy's like, oh no. And then it turns out that all the people that he gathered up didn't exist also, but it was really poorly shot and revealed in a way where I didn't even know that that's what they were trying to say the first few times I watched it. Basically every time I watched it, it would just get more and more annoying, and that song will never leave my fucking head.
What movie is this?
Messiah?
It's a short film called Messiah.
It's by Neil Breen.
Really bad.
I have my own. I went to a film festival once, and I went. It was I had this local film festival called Minneapolis St. Paul International Film Festival, and usually there's some pretty good movies.
Yeah.
There. And I went back in 2014 to go see Clouds of Sils Maria. That was like the first time I saw it. And before it, they had this short, and I swear I can't find it anywhere else. But
short films are hard to track down.
Yeah, it's called it's like this Finnish short film that played before it called like Infant Bloodline or something, and it was amazing. It is seriously, it's like this very abstract, surreal short film, and it's unbelievably beautiful. And I've never seen anything like it. And it doesn't really have a lot of a story, but the visuals in it are like seriously.
I can't even take your word for it though. Yeah. No matter what you say will not convince me to see it.
Yeah, I mean, I can't even find it anywhere. I mean, it was really really beautiful.
Person in chat, lyrics from Sweden, saying that you're waiting for someone to leave so you can join. There's only 9 people in this chat, right? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh no, 10 including me. Okay, never mind.
Sorry.
No, don't feel bad about it. It's in the rules posted at the beginning. So if someone does leave, then he can join. But that's fine.
Anyway.
If there's someone who wants to volunteer, if they've been here the longest, that's fine. Otherwise, no pressure. Because it does say in the Hangout or whatever.
Have you seen a movie called Greater Yes?
Greater Yes?
Greater Yes.
Greater Yes. Great or yes or greater yes?
A Greater Yes.
A greater.
It's like this really bad Christian movie, but a girl gets cancer. And she goes like to Africa.
Let's see. The story of Amy Newhouse.
Yes. That's it. Me and my class was making fun of it for how bad it was.
It's got a 7.1 and a 9.6. A 7.1 from 96 ratings. So only 96 people have rated.
It's like really dated.
Plot synopsis on IMDb. A 16-year-old girl's faith in God proves stronger than the cancer killing her.
Oh, no.
Oh, boy.
Her faith was stronger than the cancer killing her. I'm watch listing this because I would love to be educated on, alternative treatments to cancer.
Have any of you seen trailers for like the resurrection of Gavin Stone? I like this movie.
Oh God, that looks terrible.
The resurrection of Gavin Stone. Have you seen like trailers for that?
I've seen trailers.
Say the title again, because I don't know what you just.
The Resurrection of Gavin Stone, I think.
The resurrection
of Gavin
Stone. Let's see what this is.
Resurrection of Gavin Stone.
It's also a Christian movie.
It's so funny to have like ideologically themed movies. It's like they're their own category of films. It's like this is a different reality that we're trying to portray.
The best religious movie I can think of is Silence. That movie was just so great.
Was it a silent film?
No, it was. It had a lot of visual storytelling. It wasn't heavy on dialogue. Like unlike a lot of Martin Scorsese movies, it was just it was kind of quiet. It used it didn't really have a lot of a soundtrack. It focused almost solely on great atmospheric sound design to really bring out tension in scenes.
I think we're kind of talking in terms of like movies that are trying to represent an ideology because like Silence has a religion in it. It's
it's not really a religious.
God's not dead too.
Well, movies
or something.
So I mean, when I say like the category of ideologically driven movies, the best way to describe them is when you basically it's movies where the point they're trying to make supersedes and is more important than the actual art itself. Like they're not making a movie to make a good movie. They're making a movie to convince people of a point that they're trying to make.
Exactly.
When it's like the art is secondary and the art may or may not happen. Like if you're lucky, there will be art in there somewhere, but otherwise it's just propaganda.
Christian movies?
Well, I mean, any ideologically driven films.
It makes me bad for being a Christian.
Well, it's not Christians aren't the only people guilty of it, obviously, but it is funny because the USA obviously being like the film capital of the world, and a lot Americans in general are going to get a lot of shit like that too. It's just funny to see how many like ideology first Christian movies there are that come out.
Well, I mean, they usually do really well. That's the thing that
in American theaters.
Yeah.
So like the whole fucking
God's not dead too.
Heaven is for real or something, and God's not dead. Whenever they come out, and it's like we don't really get trailers for them here because they wouldn't sell here in Canada. But we see them on like YouTube, and everybody just thinks like, no one's gonna watch this movie, and then all of a sudden it's out. It's like number 4 in box office for American theaters, and it's like, whoa! The Bible Belt is real.
Yeah, there's a new one that I saw a trailer for called The Shack. That's with Sam Worthington. It's with Sam Worthington about like his daughter is kidnapped and killed in this shack in the woods, and he goes to the shack and then like finds God. It's fucking bizarre. But
I never heard of it.
The oddest thing about it is the website for the movie is called cometotheshack.com.
Heaven is for real though was something else. There was this.
I haven't seen it yet. Don't spoil it.
I'm not gonna spoil anything. But that little kid singing, oh my gosh.
Church road trip movie.
It's.
I should watch Heaven is for Real.
They really can't vomit. They're trying to make fake vomit. Oh my gosh.
I haven't even seen God's Not Dead 2 yet. I saw the first one. It was really
funny. It was funny. Did you see Graduation or 4 months, 3 weeks, 2 days? Any of those?
I saw both of those.
How were they? 4 months, 3 weeks, 2 days.
Either of them?
Favorite movie. Well, it's one of my favorite movies of all time.
Oh, so have you seen both of them?
I've seen 4 months, 3 weeks, 2 days, and that is on my favorite list of movies. That's
it's pretty great.
That's in my top 10. But Graduation.
It's easily one of my favorite films from 2016. It's a 9 out of 10 for me.
Oh, that's good.
Oh, what's it about?
It's about graduation.
From what?
I don't. I always feel uncomfortable giving even plot synopsises for films that I really, really enjoy because, I mean, the way that the film is supposed to happen is, the events of the film are supposed to be revealed in the order that the director constructed the film, right? And so for me to say what it's about or just start saying things about the movie plot-wise, I feel is like a disservice to the experience of the film. So that's why my favorite trailer is if you look at the trailer for like the White Ribbon, it's like it doesn't give away anything. It just gives the tone. Or like the trailer for Amour, like you can kind of get what's happening, but it doesn't try to lure you in with these are the events of the film. It lures you in with this is how the film is presented. And that's what I feel it should be. So I don't even know what the trailer for Graduation looks like.
I don't even know if there's a trailer out there.
If you've seen 4 months, 3 weeks, 2 days, it's similar in presentation, I guess. Although I haven't seen 4 months, 3 weeks, 2 days probably since like 2008. But
it's 2007, if I'm not mistaken.
I know, but I haven't seen it since 2008.
Oh.
My train of thought. Graduation. You can kind of expect it to be, I would say, even more polished in terms of filmmaking. There's some really kind of cool and impressive stuff that goes on shot-wise, and yeah, it's a very well presented film. So I could include a clip on my best of 2016 list when I release that in like 28 years.
So far, Adam, what is your favorite movie of 2016?
Was it The Handmaiden?
I would say it is The Handmaiden.
Oh.
So maybe La La Land might. I don't know. I haven't seen La La Land twice. I haven't seen The Handmaiden twice, but I would probably have to say The Handmaiden.
Have you gotten a chance?
Maybe La La Land.
Have you gotten a chance to see Hunt for the Wilder People yet? That was my personal favorite.
No, but it's on Netflix in Canada now, so I have no excuse not to.
What about Swiss Army Man?
Did you ever see
that? I want to see that.
Isabelle Huppert was great in it. She was great.
Oh yeah, I haven't seen that yet.
She won Best Actress at the Golden Globes, which made me really happy.
Yeah, she deserves some recognition. Really,
I love how for Meryl Streep, like she went on for like at least 5 minutes. It's probably, and then for Isabelle Huppert, they gave her like 20 seconds before they started playing the music. That was kind of.
Meryl Streep was getting a different award.
Yeah, that wasn't the Cecil B. DeMille Award.
What was the award that Isabelle Huppert got?
That was Best Actress for a Drama.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they separate the categories in weird.
Which is really weird.
It's like
drama and musical and comedy.
It's made infinitely more stupid that comedy or musical is a category. Comedy
The
or
Martian
musical.
was a comedy.
Especially
When The Martian was nominated for comedy or musical.
It's neither of those things.
No, it's neither of those things. There's some funny.
The Golden Globes is stupid.
You're telling me that The Martian was in the musical? That's news to me.
It was a musical.
Is it really?
No, it's not.
Have any of you seen the movie Tower, the animated documentary?
Oh, I loved it. It was like Walt Smith.
I have not.
I think I've been recommended it before, but I
It's
don't
really
think
good.
I've seen it.
That also
The
in
Tower? Or
It's
just
like
Tower?
Walt Smith because they animate like tragedy kind of. It's really good.
It's like rotoscoped.
Oh wait, is that the
Ralph the
20?
Movie
Oh
Maker.
yeah, that's on my watch list.
It's
Ralph
on
the
like
Movie
iTunes
Maker
now.
Had it on his 2016 thing. Is like top 10
Sorry?
of 16. Ralph the Movie Maker, he had it on there.
Oh yeah, I'm watching that right now.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Tower?
No,
Yeah, Tower.
Ralph the Movie Maker.
Oh.
Never mind.
pretty
Sorry,
good.
I think.
He's all right.
And have any of you seen
Yeah.
Camera Person, that documentary?
Not yet,
really
but I
want-
will. It's on my
It's on
watch list.
Criterion already. Like it didn't even get big release at all.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, 2 Days, One Night got released on that pretty soon after. Speaking of Gardens, did anyone see The Unknown Girl? Because I can't
saw
find
it.
it anywhere. I really want to, though.
I saw it at TIFF.
How was it?
It was good.
How
It
is
wasn't. It wasn't
Girl?
as good as. It definitely by far wasn't as good as.
Kid with the bike.
Kid with a Bike?
2 Days, One Night.
Oh.
Well, I mean, it wasn't as good as Kid with a Bike either. 2 Days, One Night was a lot better than The Unknown Girl. They were kind of similar, but The Unknown Girl was not as good.
What are those two about?
I don't want to give plot synopsis.
I have no idea what it's about.
Yeah,
and I'm happy
it's-
that I don't know.
It's like what you were talking about earlier, where stuff is like explaining it is, for some movies is giving it away. Like something like changes the experience of watching it. Like
Well, the
from Dusk Till
sequence of
Dawn.
events are revealed in the movie in the way the director decided they should be revealed.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that's how the movie is. And if you get the sequence of if you're fed information in an incorrect order, that can alter the experience of the film, and it's not as genuine. Hence why 99% of the world and everybody that watches movies understand that spoilers are a thing. You can't just like even if it's like a lot of people consider spoilers to just be like, oh yeah, if there's a twist at the end, then it's a spoiler. But I consider plot elements of the film in general to be spoilery.
People,
any
it seems
film.
people recognize that more with games. Like I see people referencing like gameplay spoilers, where it's, it's part of it, but it's not necessarily an integral plot point.
Yeah.
I have a little story, just like super quick, but in Spanish, I was in Spanish in school. I'm taking Spanish, and I just finished my course for it for Spanish 1, and to celebrate the final day, they put on this horrendous dubbing of a Spanish version of Shrek 3, and it was so bad. Eddie Murphy dubbed it over. Eddie Murphy dubbed his lines over in Spanish, and it was infinitely more annoying. It was
legit Eddie Murphy talking in Spanish, dubbing over himself.
Eddie Murphy was in a studio just reading off of a keyboard, and he was
kind of funny.
He was pronouncing so many words wrong, and my entire class was just dying of
That's
laughter.
funny that your teacher would decide to show a movie where for the class it's
Yeah.
supposed to be educational, where they're not even pronouncing things
I don't
properly.
know why. I was like,
It's a little
let's watch
counterproductive.
You know what?
Shrek has swag.
Whenever teachers decide to play movies in class, they're always like bad.
They're always really
Shrek.
They're always like stupid decisions. Like for my English class, we watched some dumb Chinese movie, and it's like, okay.
They played
Like, this has nothing to do with
for us.
anything you're
This is like a
teaching.
film. I was,
If it
oh my
makes it
gosh.
any,
It's just like, oh, we're ahead of where we need to be coursework wise. Let's just kill a class watching a movie.
I
In
watched
That's
history
the
of
only reason it
films,
happens.
they showed us Nerve. They showed us Nerve in a film
Oh, that's funny.
Oh no. Every
class.
single teacher seems to
It
have
was
like the worst taste
that
in
movie.
movies ever.
I watched Rush Hour in class.
It was funny. I watched it with some friends in the theater on opening night, and we had a blast.
It's a fun film.
It is
What
a fun
movie?
film.
Nerve.
Oh, that's the one with
It's
Casey
fun.
Neistat?
It's fun in an ironic way.
Anybody seen Pass Through yet?
Yes.
It
Nope.
was
I
a
have
masterpiece. Even better than Fightful Findings. in my opinion.
I've seen it twice. I would say Faithful Findings is still my favorite.
I like Pass Through a little more though, just personally. I think it struck me just a little like I just kind of loved it, just for how insane it was.
Where
Like,
would
all
you
this
rank
is
it?
It has a bit more scale.
Yeah, which I kind of love. It reminded me almost as if it seemed like he watched like The Tree of Life one day and he really wanted to make something like Terrence Malick, but he had none of the talent
I
or
agree that he was trying to emulate Terrence Malick.
no, but
Or even
there were
kind of,
parts
like,
of it that just
similar.
reminded me a little bit because Tree of Life is my favorite movie of all time. So I kind of I noticed just a couple things that kind of reminded me of it. Just
I don't know if I could agree with you on that at all, though.
yeah, I really like my favorite movie of his though is I Am Here Now.
That's your favorite?
That's my favorite. Yeah.
Okay.
I really
That one,
like
you know,
that.
I think that's my least favorite because it has the least Breen.
Yeah, it's just a bunch of political talk and.
Yeah, but
I mean, the other actors are pretty good too, and don't get me wrong, it's a pretty great movie overall. But I enjoy seeing the man himself a lot.
Yeah, I love him. I love how.
Which one is the? Oh, sorry.
Neil Breen.
I just love seeing Neil Breen in interviews, and how like for the opening showing that they did of Pass Through, he specifically gave them like the theater notes of like don't mention it, don't mention Tell Me Wiseau, don't
yeah.
movie.
His whole crowdfunding thing saying it is not a midnight movie.
He took off all of the he copyrighted all of the full movies of his films because he found YouTube.
Oh.
No, yeah, he didn't take down my review though, so that's nice. So because quite honestly, if he found them through searching on YouTube, then he has to have at least noticed the title and thumbnail of my review. Because if you search Neil Breen on YouTube, my video is the first thing that comes up.
Oh, I saw that one.
You search it on Google.
It's the most viewed Neil Breen related video on YouTube.
You should make a movie with Cool Cat.
And also, Cool Cat is the most viewed Cool Cat related.
There's a collaboration.
Yeah, so I mean, it seems as though maybe either he gets fair use, or he might have also gotten a decent amount of people purchasing his films and leaving a little message on PayPal saying YMS sent me, and maybe it's the whole Derek Savage thing over again, where like maybe it's not that he necessarily understands the law, but he understands like the financial benefit. Who knows? Yeah. But he took. I mean, the films uploaded in their entirety were taken down by copyright claim, but
you are now
the reviews were not. So that's good news.
But to be honest, like even though for all the shit we give Neil Breen. Like, I find him kind of charming just because he genuinely does seem like he really loves doing what he does, which is filmmaking and stuff.
He is an unmovable object.
Very true.
Let's just see his movies. I haven't seen them yet.
I'm excited to go see Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Because I think it might expand on, because the first one I'm really liked it.
I'm particularly excited for it.
I liked the trailer. It looks fun. It looks like a lot of fun.
The main fight in the trailer that's on top of whatever magical space building, it looks really dull. It looks like
it looks. I was gonna say that the fucking effect on the big thing they're fighting was like flat out bad. I thought.
Well, there's a reason why Tony showed a clip from Guardians of the Galaxy in his Jackie Chan video, Every Frame a Painting, talking about fight choreography. Like, there's a reason why he showed Guardians of the Galaxy as a this is what Hollywood does and it's not impressive. Because if we're talking about like the fight scenes, it's not something that what's his name? James Gunn. It's not something that James Gunn has proven himself to be great at. Although, maybe I should revisit Super, because I don't remember if that really had any... I know it had gore, but I don't think it had any...
I don't remember it having fighting.
Yeah. So, I mean, he should work on that. What do I expect out of Guardians of the Galaxy 2? I expect... the second Guardians of the Galaxy movie is what I expect. And I mean, like Guardians of the Galaxy, I feel like what I'm gonna get out of it is exactly the same as the first, is that it'll be a good first watch, but then the second watch it'll feel a little worse.
They better get John Cena.
Because I mean, sorry?
They better get John Cena for the third one.
Yes.
But then no one's gonna see him, so there's no point.
Oh. Who's Sharknado 4 and Sharknado 3?
Yeah, I just
Did Tara Reid die in Sharknado 4?
I think she did.
No spoilers.
Right.
But
I didn't even know there was a Sharknado 4.
It's called Sharknado 4: The Fourth Awakens.
Oh,
Nice.
yeah. I don't. I'm not interested in the Sharknado movies anymore.
Yeah,
That's
they lost their charm a while ago, I think.
Yeah.
I think the third one is when they went downhill.
I did kind
Yeah,
of
I
love
didn't even
seeing
watch that
Malcolm
one.
in the Middle as like some serial killer. That was kind of fun.
Who?
Frankie Muniz.
Did anyone used to watch
Oh.
Malcolm in the Middle?
Oh yeah, I've been
That
watching on
show.
Netflix. That's a
Every
good-
single. I used to watch that show as a kid. Every single
Sam.
day.
It was good. I enjoyed it. I've almost wanted to revisit it.
It's on Netflix.
It's
Bryan
nowhere
Cranston
near
was
as
But is it
Yeah,
in
it used to be
standard
Bryan Cranston. So
definition?
good.
I have no clue. It's also on Netflix.
Biggest problem is that it feels so much. It just like it feels just way too much like there's nothing about it that really stands out other than the characters and the comedy about it, and that's really all it needs. But it's technically
Well, it's
not
a.
that good at all.
I mean,
of course, it's like a
TV comedy. So.
that's all.
TV comedy.
That's all any sitcom needs.
That's very true.
They should reboot it. Like dark and gritty version.
Yeah, I mean, like if we're gonna talk about like '90s sitcoms, it was particularly good in comparison to a lot of them. Like you can't hold like the standards of like Breaking Bad onto TV, especially TV made in like the '90s.
Speaking of Cranston,
What about Fuller House?
Everywhere
No!
I like Fuller House.
Oh, have you ever seen House of Cards, Adam? Because I know you said
I
anyway,
added it to my list of things that I might watch someday on Netflix.
Because David
I
Fincher
imagine
directed
you'll
the first
enjoy it.
episode.
Yeah, that makes it sound appealing, but I've heard from everybody that it just goes downhill, and it's like, do I want
The
to?
first season is worth watching. After
Yeah, I
that,
know, but it's like it's difficult to separate. If something's a continuous story, then it's difficult to separate by seasons or by episodes. You know, like if I want to watch something, I want to watch something that's good, not something that's like part of it's good. You know, in the same way where I don't want to watch a movie where the first quarter of it is great and the rest of it falls downhill. Like, sure, you could just say, oh, just turn it off after the first quarter of the movie. But it's like, this is an incomplete story, right? So that's why I don't like a lot of TV shows that much, is because a lot of them fall apart. And I feel like the whole product is what I want to judge it on. I want the experience of the complete story. And I can't ignore parts of the story. I can't ignore parts of the whole bigger picture, right?
True.
Yeah, especially like you were talking about, if like the first quarter of a movie is good, you're gonna.
Yeah, there's plenty of movies like
where
the first however much is fantastic. But that, I mean, as a whole, that's how I'm gonna judge it. That's how I'm gonna feel about it. That's what I'm gonna remember about it. And I'm not gonna just like to say only watch season 1 of a continuous story is to me just the equivalent of saying like, yeah, only watch the first third of a movie and just turn it off after. Like, it's not something I want to do.
A lot of TV shows get progressively worse, but like the one show I can think of where it progressively stays really good, but it's not like the best show for rewatches. South Park is great, and it keeps on, because like everyone's still working on it who worked on it on the very first episode, and it kind of just, it stays with that charm and the...
Not everyone, but the people...
everyone,
I mean,
but-
Matt Stone and Trey Parker are the only people that need to stay on.
Exactly.
For it to be a successful show.
And I really like it.
Plus, they're like doing all the voice acting.
Yeah,
as well,
they go
so-
through different writers all the time, but ultimately, it's those two are calling the shots. And they work on every single episode.
Have you seen the trailer for Despicable Me 3?
I think I did at a movie theater before another film that I watched.
Wait, what movie?
Because I would never seek that out on my own.
Oh,
it looked bad.
Isn't the guy from South Park in it?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
But
Despicable Me 3,
that's
yeah.
just like that's a fake lure. That's bait. That's bait.
It is bait. It wants you to like it,
Yeah.
but no.
It's not gonna
I
be
saw
good.
Sing, and Sing was just so bad.
Is there
I
like
can
modern
imagine.
songs in there?
Damn it.
What's-
What?
Is there like modern songs in there?
I think so.
The songs were not good. It
Seth
was like the
MacFarlane was
most
singing My Way, I remember.
formulated top 100 Billboard stuff ever.
Was it like Justin Bieber and stuff? Or Nicki
There
Minaj?
was, yeah, pretty much. It's like
Oh,
imagine like the worst Disney songs you can think of.
Uh-huh.
It's like that, but like even a little worse. Like
Oh god.
it's just so bad. And so was Secret Life of Pets from earlier, because Illumination animation, they're so
They're
bad.
bad. They're
I
bad.
love
Lorax
that
movie
movie.
the Lorax movie they did back in like 2012, I
Mhm.
could not stand it at all.
There's nothing about any of the movies that you just listed that would make me see them.
Yeah,
I
they're
just want
just
to kill myself.
it's
Oh,
at least it's better than Suicide Squad though.
Fred the movie's better than
Worst things
Suicide
are-
Squad.
Sorry?
Fred the movie.
Oh.
Did
That's right.
you guys see the search for the worst, the IHE and
Yeah, with Fred.
Yeah.
Wait,
I
saw
don't think it deserves that. I don't think it's one of the worst things ever.
That was
I saw a good amount of it, and well into the Ralph cameo.
I love
But I
it.
didn't finish the whole video because it's such a long video, and
It
although
is
I
long.
enjoyed it, I was working.
I used to like those movies.
Fred?
Yeah.
I used to love Fred 3 Camp Fred. I used to love it.
You get? Oh my god, I feel old now.
I know, right?
Because it's like you could only enjoy them as like a child.
I was in middle school.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I watched them when I was a little.
I have a cousin that I remember back when Fred was a thing. She loved Fred. I was just
Yeah.
like, ugh.
I used to too as
I
well.
did too.
That's so funny. I had awful taste when I was growing up too. Also,
Yeah.
hey, lyrics from Sweden.
Whoa.
Hello.
Hello.
Oh, also, Adam, speaking of TV, did you finally finish Stranger Things?
No, I'm still halfway through it. I'm very patient. I started enjoying it quite well. There's one episode, and I'm not going to spoil anything. Either episode 4 or 5 is where I left off, but there was a really great performance from. What?
Was it
Winona Ryder? Yeah, there was a really great scene with her that I really loved and brought the show up a bit for me. And I'll watch the rest of it. When's season 2 coming out?
I think it's this year, like later in the.
Somewhere this year. I think it's fall or something.
Did you guys ever see Haters Back Off?
I tried, and it's the worst thing I've. Well,
It was.
I mean, it's
part
not.
about it.
Miranda sings one, right?
It almost feels wrong to say it's not the worst thing I've ever seen, but I know it's not the worst thing I've ever seen.
I
Because
think
it feels like it should be the worst thing
the
I've ever
worst
seen.
thing about it for me, at least, was it was the fact that there was not a single character that I liked or could even find halfway decent other than
It's
Miranda's
half-assed.
sister. It's half-assed as hell, yeah.
It doesn't even
sister
begin to
was all
try
right. Her
because
sister-
Miranda
Miranda's
sings
sister,
just
alright.
keeps running off the same gag, and that's all she'll ever do until the end of time.
Miranda's
She doesn't
Sing's
do anything
sister
else.
in it was all right.
It doesn't. Yeah, she doesn't try.
She doesn't
She
try.
half-asses everything she does.
Yeah, she doesn't. Like, she seems like a nice person in real life, but I just really can't stand a lot of her content.
Everybody seems like a nice person in real life.
Yeah.
Derek,
Except for
we need to wait for Onision to make a movie. That'll be amazing.
the Onision.
You know, I think he's just so like in his own world that would never happen. Like for him to, I can't imagine him collaborating with a group of people to like accomplish a singular goal. That seems so out of the realm of capability for Onision. Like he could.
Yeah.
He's a special man.
There's one YouTuber movie that I'm actually really excited for. Ralph the Movie Maker is making this $10,000 movie called Lover, and it looks interesting. And since he made 2 other short films that I thought were pretty good.
Is this one feature length? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, it's 90 minutes long, and he got
You always you cut out.
Oh,
You cut out.
Cut out.
20 minutes
it
long.
was kickstarted, and it looks interesting from the trailer that he released.
I'll give it a watch.
You like Ralph the Movie Maker?
Do you like Ralph the Movie Maker?
Yes, I do.
I like him.
I just started getting into his content.
Sorry?
He's cool.
I just started getting into his content.
Oh yeah, yeah. His channel's blown up in the past year.
Has anyone here seen Magnus Prophecy?
No.
He is
yeah, I know him.
great. He's he does all these Criterion retrospectives, and
it's a YouTuber.
He's a YouTuber, and he goes through all of
all of the Criterions ever.
He tries to at least.
I do see
he goes
chat.
through movies that he's interested in that are like Criterions, and he speaks about like he goes through them, what is good about them, why he thinks they're on the Criterion label, and what he thinks about
What's it called?
The history.
Magnus Prophecy.
Let's
and
see.
he makes a lot of good
Quickies
he makes quickies but he calls them I just saw, and those are good too. He has a lot of interesting and well-rounded reasons for why he likes movies, and he's not like this was good about it, this was good about it, this was good about it. He talks about like how it affected him, how the story works and what doesn't work about it, and like specific examples to it, and not just this was bad, but this was good and this was good.
Yeah. Okay.
And
Yeah,
you're a big influence.
scrolling through the YouTube uploads, and it looks
should
like
check them
there's a
out.
good, healthy.
He deserves more
shit.
subscribers. He started like back. His first review was The Revenant. Just saw.
Mm-hmm.
His style is very similar to yours in ways, and he kind of said you're a big influence. So
He loves you.
Oh,
He calls you
cool.
senpai.
You know, it's really weird because I feel like there's a decent amount of YouTubers whose styles I have influenced, and I never really thought of doing that.
They were very influential. They were very cool.
Well, then how come I'm the only person with my hair?
I don't know.
I don't know.
We need more people.
My hair
Yes.
just, like a couple years ago, I just grew it outwards, and now I look like a racer head.
Yeah.
That's kind of funny. Oh yeah, I guess
love
most
a
people
razor
have really curly.
I love
or
a
not
razor
that
head.
great
My
hair.
hair
You
is
see a
really
razor head?
messy.
I
My
know you
hair
did
is
watch the
super
first
straight,
half,
but
but then you never finished.
I don't
it.
want to even have that conversation right now.
Yeah, you don't.
Because we've had this conversation so
True.
many times in this hangout.
You should watch it sometime, though. You should actually finish it. I
Day,
think you'd like it.
but like, yeah, I'll get to it.
Oh,
I'll give it a proper watch.
Twin Peaks
but
season
I don't
2.
want to talk about
Gonna
it.
be the thing.
I like
Season
keep
3.
posting on him.
Season 3, yeah, season 3. Season 2 already happened.
They should
I
just
always
release
forget.
Twin Peaks season 4.
Oh dang! They should
Oh.
get on the bandwagon
The restaurant or the TV show?
I don't know.
because David Lynch hasn't directed anything since Inland Empire. I liked that, but it wasn't.
He
one of his-
hasn't directed anything since Inland Empire.
Yeah, he hasn't made anything since.
That's an interesting fact
And now he
because that was a long time ago.
that was 2006, and I like Inland Empire, but I don't think it's one of his stronger works.
It's definitely not one of his stronger ones.
I like it though. I think it has a charm to it,
Well,
like a very odd, horrific charm to it.
Like Inland Empire is like after the first hour you kind of think you know what's going on, and then the second hour just blows your fucking mind.
Yep. I love I saw Blue Velvet last year for its 30th anniversary and in theaters with like a sold out crowd, and it was one of the best cinema experiences I've ever had.
Ever.
What day?
Ever.
Forever.
The best cinema experience I had was I saw Goodbye to Language 3D in a sold out crowd at a film festival. And
Was there much crowd reaction?
Yeah, there was a lot of crowd reaction. There was some laughing, there was some because there's obviously there's parts that are unintentionally funny.
Did people chant USA?
Nope, they didn't. But
Did they start a howl?
We're not that.
how? No,
Oh.
I think Moana
No.
was better than Zootopia personally. I think that was.
What's a good thing to go to movies?
I like Zootopia. It's a little heavy-handed in its racism commentary, but I think it's good. But Shakira is not supposed to be there. Go away, Shakira. Shakira.
Like a Fall Out Boy thing for the movie. Is that how it worked?
What?
Have you listened to Hamilton yet? YMS?
I don't even know what that is.
It's
a
a
musical.
rap musical about
Oh,
Alexander
that.
Hamilton.
The thing
I like
that like Mike
The Mike
Pence
Pence thing.
got
Yeah, and
interrupted or got talked to during.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good promotion for the musical.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And the guy
that's
who
only
made
like that's only like a theater thing then, right?
But the guy who made it, Lin-Manuel Miranda, who wrote, directed, and starred in it, he did Moana, and Moana has a great soundtrack. 2016 was kind of a year for musicals. John Carney's Sing Street he did once, and Again. That was really, I liked that a lot.
I think that's on my watch list.
Swiss
It was
Army
really
Man
good.
also is a good soundtrack.
What also has a good
Sing Street was
soundtrack?
awesome.
Swiss Army Man, it's kind of like
heard
a
it.
acapella.
Haven't seen it.
What man?
Swiss Army Man, the
Oh, okay, yeah, sorry.
It was almost entirely like a cappella. It was so good.
Swiss Army Man was like the soundtrack was kind of narrating the movie.
It was.
I feel like the soundtrack for like Swiss Army Man fits with like all the scenes pretty much.
Yeah.
Like it's like it starts off like with one of the
It's not
actors
everywhere
doing it.
now. There's no excuse.
Everybody was just trying to talk at the same time.
I'm so sorry.
That's okay. I don't know what
The music in Swiss Army Man was done by the actors. A lot of it, Paul Dano and Daniel
yeah.
Radcliffe are actually saying their lines, but they're kind of like singing it. So it's interesting.
That's cool.
It's
I like
great.
Daniel Radcliffe.
I like him a lot.
He's my
I like
childhood hero.
Oh, you mean Harry Potter, man?
Yeah, I want to
I
marry
like everything
Emma
he's done,
Watson.
more or less. Even the woman
Everybody
in
loves
Black,
her.
that old like 2012 January horror movie. I think it was one of the better January horror movies. I liked
The
it.
Woman in Black.
Not the Bye Bye Man.
Not the Bye Bye. It should have been called the Bye Bye Guy.
What a cringeworthy title.
I saw
Yeah.
Stuckman's movie review of it.
They should have
Sorry?
called it the Bye Bye Guy. They had such a they could have, but they didn't.
The thing about the Bye Bye Man is that like apparently like you say his name and then
I can't even think of the title without just like snickering.
It's cringy.
The Bye Bye Man.
It should play
Why
Bye
would you
Bye
name your horror movie that?
yeah, but think about
Because
that.
they're trying to be revolutionary and different.
Instead
Maybe.
of like NSYNC
Who's ready for the 7 days? February 3rd. I got my tickets.
for a movie.
Yeah, it's coming out February 3rd. Rings, the meme that kills you in 7 days.
Oh
I
no.
can't wait.
No, Grink.
Is it like
Grink.
I should make sure that I can see that opening night.
Oh yeah, it's
Oh
gonna.
shit.
They should have made it 3D. No, they
No, that's the Ghost Dimension. You can only be in the,
the
Ghost Dimension.
Ghost
If
Dimension.
Ghost Dimension?
Me and a friend of mine just saw
the Lego
Split
Batman movie.
today.
I mean, it
And
was
we were
pretty
wondering
bad.
why it's called Rings. Like, was it a plural?
Because
No
it's
one-
more than the
'Cause it's
first
more,
one.
but,
More
like,
than one
But they
ring?
don't want to
How
say
does that make
ring.
sense?
So
How was the ring?
so-
Do you like the ring, Adam? The first one, like just like the
Yes,
2002
but-
one, not the American one. not-
one thought process at a time. We were still on why it was named Rings.
My bad.
Yeah.
Lord
But
of
what
the
I was
Rings?
gonna say is we are in the era of soft reboots, and
Yeah.
when you make a soft reboot or have a sequel to something at this point, you can never really use the number, especially if you're reviving something that's like a decade old or more. So
We're rooting.
Fair enough, but,
that's
like-
why it's called Rings. And yes, I enjoy the first one.
But like
Yeah.
the ring or a ring or fucking one ring would make sense. I don't know.
Well, this one, so you saw in the trailer where it's like
That was funny.
there's a bunch of people on a plane.
Ring.
So there's a bunch of rings happening at once
And it's Betty by time already. No.
Oh, for
Yes.
you it is?
for Cool
It's
Cat.
Betty. No, no, the
Come on,
It's
read that side
Betty
like
by
cocaine.
time.
Cocaine
Oh,
impersonation.
geez.
Yeah, Rings seems very forced and uninspired from the trailer alone.
What's
Like
it about?
the whole hair coming from your throat thing was already done in The Grudge, and like
Yeah.
it just
And the red
it
one-
seems really cliched. Apparently, they had to do reshoots too, so that's a good sign.
like
It was
a horror movie?
postponed. Sorry,
Yeah.
Is
for
that a horror
Rings.
movie?
Yeah, it's a sequel. It's the third movie in the trilogy of Rings, from The
I don't-
Ring
I don't-
and then The Ring 2, and now it's just Rings.
I don't watch
Speaking
scary
of,
movies.
forced and uninspired. Have we talked about A Dog's Purpose yet?
We kind of did at the beginning of the stream.
So I was
Um,
wondering, like, someone should just make a mock poster with a guy with peanut butter on his dick, and then have a dog's purpose or something like that. No?
Wow. That was a bit much.
Who's gonna see the Lego Batman movie?
I don't know if I'm gonna see it in theaters or not.
Looks enjoyable because Ray Fiennes is playing Alfred.
Oh, Voldemort.
Oh, look. Voldemort, Gustav H. Oh, dancing shirtless Gustav H. in A Bigger Splash was one of the highlights for me. That was fun. That was great. Like just dancing some things shirtless. That was fun.
No, yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited for Rings. Ironically,
John Wick Chapter 2 looks ironically funny.
So mine says come in theaters February 3rd
of 2017.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what.
So that's not next week.
No, it's
What is that?
It's a week and 2 days.
It's a week and 2 days. Yeah. Well, that's January 27th.
Why is it releasing on like a Monday?
I have
What day of the
no
week
idea.
is that? I'm gonna open my date and time preferences so I
No,
can
but
see
February 10th is a Friday.
Is it really?
February 3rd. Yeah, it is because I remember because that's when.
Oh, February 3rd is a Friday. Okay.
Yeah, because John Wick
to
Chapter
see
2
it.
is coming out on February 10th. I know that.
Oh, I just miscalculated because January has 31 days.
Yeah.
So-
I feel
Okay,
like
that
that's
makes
the
sense.
2011 remake of like The Thing because they like completely ruined all of like from what I hear like there was like this Good Bad Flicks video about it and they completely ruined all of the movie.
Your microphone's going up, buddy.
No, yeah. Whenever like pretty much every time you've gotten to a point where you're talking and everybody's listening, your microphone will like cut out.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Not know.
So I don't know. Get that looked
I
at,
listen to it on
I
mic.
guess. But yeah, I understand the controversies behind The Thing for sure. It was 100% the studio's fault, and it's particularly upsetting because there was apparently a movie in there somewhere that did the original justice, and the studio didn't want it, and they were like, "No, this has to be CG. Like, no one will believe these real animatronics that you tirelessly spent."
Why do people care about CG so much?
Sorry?
Why do people care about CGI so much?
Well, people care about bad CGI.
It's like a fetish or whatever. CGI fetish.
Well, I mean, whenever the conversation on CG is taking place, it's usually because there's really bad CGI in a film. Because when it's done properly, you don't really notice it.
Yeah,
You
like
know? When it's done properly, usually a mix between practical and computer animated is the best route to go for something like that. So like Where the Wild Things Are was a mix between practical and animated. When
I didn't know that.
when computer graphics aren't trying to construct an entire character, but are constructing parts of the character, and the character's already there, being played in real life or whatever, right?
I think Pan's Labyrinth was like all makeup.
That was amazing.
There was some CG in there.
There's some, but I mean, like on the Fawn guy, I think he was all makeup.
There was some CG on the Fawn guy.
And Red was also the Bye Bye Man in
Pan's Labyrinth.
He does a lot of great like character roles of like odd like supernatural kind of characters. Because he did Pan's Labyrinth. He was the Fawn and
Jack Jones,
and he was also the Bye Bye Man this year. Which oh my gosh, that makeup.
He was Ape Sapien as well, right?
I have a funny feeling that his performance won't show as well through the Bye Bye Man.
Yeah. Do you like Good Bad Flicks, Adam?
Yeah.
I think he does I like his exploring videos.
Well, he's better at talking about concepts and behind the scenes elements of films than he is at being critical of films. in my opinion.
He loves basically every single movie he reviews.
Yeah, he's not really all that critical when it comes to movies.
Yeah, like he hated the
Be my only
Gallows,
complaint.
and that's about it.
Yeah.
He loved
Yeah.
Suicide Squad. He loved
Who said, "Hey, Adam"?
all the.
Have you seen Why Him yet?
I don't
I
want
don't
to.
think
You
you
know what?
will.
I was gonna search that up, and I know exactly what that is. I'm like, why would I ever fucking watch that?
I just
I
watched
saw
that.
it. Bryan Cranston was
I
great.
have
but that's
no
about it.
reason to.
I have a theater that shows like dinner at the same time as well.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's
It's
cool.
There
like
would be
the
no. I
House.
would never. I don't see why I would ever want to watch it.
Bryan Cranston
this-
was great, but that's really
Yeah.
it. Like everything
Bryan
else,
Cranston's always great in
he was
everything.
great.
He is.
Yeah, he's not a reason to
Franco
watch a
was fine.
movie.
He's not though.
Might be power.
I had like a free ticket to go see it because I had like some Fandango like rewards thing for like my birthday, so I just went and saw it, and oh my gosh, no.
Yeah, it's like I only saw it once. Don't want to see it again.
Yeah,
Same with
There's
Wall
no
Street.
reason to watch it.
there really isn't.
There's nothing
wanna
about
see
it that would imply that anything good would happen in the film.
It had some funny parts in it.
Have you seen American Honey yet?
American
yet.
Honey is good.
I'll watch it.
It's out. It came out December 27th. On like Blu-ray, DVD, digital.
No, yeah, I know.
good with
I know. I
dates.
have the ability to watch it. I'll get to it when I have time.
It's one of my favorite movies of the year. It's better than Fish Tank, I think.
Yeah.
The main girl in it, Sasha Lane, she was amazing. Like first time actress, 16, definitely better than Lucas Hedges, that's for sure.
Yeah.
I don't think it needs to be
I'm
12
looking forward to it. I'll watch
so.
it.
very realistic and natural. It kind
Yeah,
of
that's
just felt like
that's
you were
kind of what I'd expect from that type of
from
film
Andrea
based on
Arnold.
based on her previous work.
Mhm. Did you see Silence yet? Also,
No.
Oh, I think no.
you're gonna like. I think you're gonna like Andrew Garfield, and I think it's his best performance.
Spider-Man.
Maybe.
He puts a lot. He has a lot of great facial expressions, and he
Mhm.
tells a lot of the story and like how he's feeling just through like you can tell like through his body. It's a lot less of like through like dialogue, and it's a lot more just through like showing like how much horror and pain he.
Better than
Oh.
Hacksaw Ridge.
I'll
Then-
interpret it when I see it.
With Andrew
Yeah.
Garfield in the
Because
beginning.
I don't know what I'm supposed to get out of hearing what his performance is like before I've seen it.
Kind of hilarious in Hacksaw Ridge.
I haven't seen it yet.
His
I would
accent
like to see
was
it.
A little weird.
I'll see
second
it at some point.
You talking on an accent?
Yeah,
Yeah, he has a bit of
Yeah.
a weird
it's
accent.
not great.
What kind is it? It's like it's like American accent.
It's a really
It's
southern
like American,
accent.
old-fashioned Southern.
It has
Oh.
its moments where it works, but there's sometimes where it kind of breaks when he's screaming.
I know he's British, so
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't
He's
think
good in
he's ever
American-
done a British accent in a movie though,
Ever
which is kind of funny.
of all time.
The
I don't
first
know.
half of Hacksaw Ridge is cheesy because of the whole accent, and then the second half is different. I'm not
Oh.
trying to get too into it, but
Vince Vaughn
Look at
is
that.
in it as like he's trying to be like the general from Full Metal Jacket, but he just can't. He doesn't.
Don't impose comparisons onto me before I've seen it.
I like
Because I don't want to. I don't want to. I don't want to have to think about that while I'm seeing it. Because if I do feel that way, I want to feel that way like genuinely, and not because somebody gave me the expectation to feel that way about it.
Did you see the 1998 Psycho with Vince Vaughn?
Yes, it
I
was
have
bad.
not.
That was
It
funny.
was really bad. It was dumb. He can't act.
He really can.
Oh wait, Adam,
not a
have
good
you
actor.
seen, have you seen the 1995 movie Hackers? Because I just saw that with my friends.
Not yet.
It's hilarious.
No, I know what it is.
It's really fun. I would
Yeah.
highly suggest you watch that.
Okay, I think it's already on my watch list anyway.
Movie Hackers.
Yeah, it's really just entertaining, unintentional.
Yeah, it's
like
it's
no
not
bad. It's
like one of those. This is not really how hacking works.
Oh,
Movies.
completely. There and also, have you seen Goodfellas?
Yes.
I have not.
You know the wife, Lorraine Bracco or whatever her name is. So
I don't remember.
So she's really good in Goodfellas, but in this she is horrible. Every line's kind of redubbed. Like every line she says is ADR. So it's really funny watching some conversations because they're so unnatural.
It does seem like a really campy film that I'd like to see.
The soundtrack is just great, like 90s dub.
Yeah, just for that reason.
I thought she was really good in Goodfellas.
I think some of the line delivery was kind of like, eh.
Yeah.
Angelina Jolie.
What about her?
She was
She's
good
in
in By the
Hackers.
Sea.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
She wrote
was
and
also
directed
in
the movie
Shark
called
Tale.
By the Sea from
That movie
2016.
sucks so bad. I hate Shark Tales.
Yeah.
Shark Tale.
That'll probably become the new meme.
The movie that immediately came out after Finding Nemo.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
yeah, that's, DreamWorks has a lot of just opportunistic releases for their films, trying to cash in on a theme a lot.
So
Shark Tale and Lava Girl.
Sorry?
Oh, that's that movie
Yeah.
in theaters. Third Boy and Lava.
That's my favorite. So bad it's a good movie. Shark Boy and Lava Girl.
Oh, the guy from Twilight's in it.
That was DreamWorks? Or,
Yeah, Taylor Lautner in a skin-tight shark leotard,
And
screaming
he
"Dream,
raps.
dream, dream."
Yeah, it's like so cringy too.
It's really
I feel
cringy.
I think it's weird that Robert Rodriguez made it though, because he'll make movies that like I feel like he wants to make, and then he'll make a movie for his kids.
Well, he did.
That's how I feel like it.
You don't imply that he doesn't want to make the movies for his kids.
I know. I'm just joking around with that.
I mean, like they're both movies he wants to make, but one's I kind of respect and appreciate in a way that he's able to detach himself from like what an adult would want out of a movie, and is able to direct something where his primary focus completely ignores what adults would want and just makes something that a kid would want. I kind of respect that in a way.
Those are from Texas, I think. Yeah. I'm from Texas, which is cool.
Oh, nice. Just a heads up, I will be ending the Hangout in about 10 minutes.
Bummer.
All right.
That's fine.
Yeah, one more question. There's this TV show called Young Doctor's Notebook.
Young what?
Doctor's Notebook.
Young Doctor's Notebook.
Yeah. It's a British
no idea.
It's a British show on Netflix.
Never seen it.
Oh, okay.
I can look it up. I don't know. Young Doctor's Notebook and Other Stories. Is that Daniel Radcliffe?
Hell yeah.
Okay. Yeah, never seen it.
It's really good. It only has for 2 seasons, unfortunately.
Is it really, really good?
Yes. It's like really
Is it
bad.
actually good?
Yeah. He plays a morphine addict. That's all I can say about it.
Okay, I'll leave this tab open and we'll see what it's trying to be. John
Do
Hamm.
you know what Aardman Animations is?
What animations?
Aardman Animations. The guys who
Aardman?
made-
They made like
They're
a
British studio.
Aardman.
They're the people that made Wallace and Gromit. They're the claymation people.
Them. Yeah, I tried watching Shaun the Sheep and I didn't think it was that great.
What about
I was just wondering what you think of them. I think some of their early stuff is really, really charming.
I wouldn't really be able to comment too much on Wallace and Gromit because it's
cute.
It's been
charming.
like 10 years since I've seen it.
Oh yeah, same.
Yeah,
it's just like fun for what it is. It's got that dry British humor. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. They did like Chicken Run, right?
Yeah,
I forgot about that movie.
I'd like to revisit a lot of those just for nostalgic purposes, just to see, just for the whole memory thing, because I know I've seen these things as a kid.
I forgot they existed.
But yeah, I don't particularly remember them as being like great.
Chicken Run? Yeah.
Sorry?
I like Chicken Run a lot, actually.
No.
I forgot about it.
I don't remember.
I forgot that it existed.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
Like I said, Chicken Run's like, I think the soundtrack is something that actually like stands out and is like great. It's the soundtrack.
Oh,
is
wow,
awesome.
it's got a 7.
Chicken Run did?
It's got a 7 on IMDb.
Where did that come out?
From you or from like the regular audiences?
From 144,000 people.
Oh, okay, got it.
I have not rated it on IMDb.
Not
Yeah, I'll see it again.
How was
I'll
It's got
revisit
an
it.
88 Metascore.
Well, never trust Metascores for like older films because like
All right.
you don't know how many of them have reviewed it.
What about Parents Guide, or whatever it's called?
What?
A Parent's Guide.
A Parent's Guide. I don't know what that is.
I think that's what it's called. When the parents review stuff and they give like ratings, seems like sex and violence and all that stuff. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'll check it right now.
How was Voyage of Time, the Terrence Malick companion piece?
I saw there were two different narrations.
Yeah, there was an IMAX version from Brad Pitt, and then there was a 90-minute, like regular, like 35 millimeter.
I saw the regular one.
Oh, okay.
And it was. I mean, some shots. Well, a lot of the shots were really nice. Here's the best way to describe it: it's like that 20-minute segment from the Tree of Life, except it's the whole movie. And it's basically no different from that. And when I was first of all, it was categorized as a documentary, which I would strongly disagree with after having seen it, because not only are a significant amount of the shots completely recreated, and a lot of them with people in it, they're acted. It's acting and makeup and performance for parts of it. But mostly not people. None of it is really a documentary. And the narration, having a narrator and having it say it's a documentary, I was expecting that I would be learning anything, like it would be about, saying like, this is how life began, blah, 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 or like at least providing information. But instead, it was like really pretentious poetry. It was like single sentences every couple minutes that were more about, just poetic, not even really metaphor, not even really symbolism, just trying, just saying weird poetic sentences that don't really describe what's happening on screen. And at first it was really jarring and distracting, but I kind of grew into that aspect of it as the film went on. But yeah, overall it was all right. It was just like the whole thing felt like really unjustified and incredibly pretentious because it is Terrence Malick anyway.
I want to see it because Tree of Life is my favorite movie of all time.
Yeah. So you'll probably enjoy it more than I did. But I mean, even for people that enjoyed Tree of Life a lot more than I did, the general consensus for this film is that it's definitely not as good.
Yeah.
By far. It kind of drags on in a way too.
I think all the performances of Tree of Life are really great too. Brad Pitt was great. Jessica Chastain was great. The child actors were really good too, which is something I don't see all the time.
Yeah, the performances in Tree of Life, I would agree.
I recently, like last night, I saw Tony Erdmann, and that movie was so funny. I was laughing like my entire time. I loved it.
I thought it was pretty good, and without spoiling anything, I thought it was really funny when she invited people over.
Yep, I know.
But beyond that, although I really liked the father character, it felt like it didn't feel like the length was justified. It felt like what it was. It felt very repetitive. Let's just say that it definitely took its sweet time getting to where it wanted to go. And by the end of it, although a lot of funny things happened, they weren't funny enough for the most part to justify, each scene. I don't know. I felt like a lot of it was just kind of waltzing around in a way. There are some great moments to it, and overall I would give it a 7. But if we're if we're going to talk about whether or not it's going to make my list, I would have to say maybe.
And I have one more question just for the rest
last question.
Last question
for you.
Last
some other
for me.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a joint question. 1, have you seen Carol yet? And 2, what do you think of Rooney Mara?
No, and no opinion. Sorry. Anybody else have any other questions as I'm going to be exiting the stream in 5 minutes? Yes.
Thanks for having me. That's all I have to say. Thanks for having me here.
Oh, no problem.
Yeah,
Thank you very
so
much for donating and for joining.
You're a cool dude, Adam.
Well, thank you.
You're a cool cat.
This
I'll
is just
never
a bit
be
of
as
a
cool as
gem.
Cool Cat, though. Cool Cat's got cool in his name. I don't have that.
Exactly.
I have to like redonate again.
Cool is their middle name.
Make me canceled.
Do we have any other questions?
Yeah, I have a quick question. You go
Yes.
first, then.
Yeah, I'll allow both of you to ask. Don't worry.
Have you seen or heard of Julieta, the new Pedro Malvador?
Yes, and I definitely had kind of an opportunity to see it at VIFF, but I think either it conflicted with something else I had going on, or I don't remember. I think I whenever I go to a film festival, especially like the Vancouver one, where I have a lot of tickets for things that I may or may not see. Like I have priorities. Julieta was definitely or Julieta, I don't know. It was definitely a ticket that I bought, but it wasn't one of the ultimate priorities. And so when it's my entire day has films at a variety of different points in my schedule. So like some will be super early shows, some will be super late shows. Then I kind of have to consider whether or not I should make certain shows based on like my sleep schedule or how tired I am. Because it's like, okay, if I wake up super early for this show on Tuesday, then by the time the late show happens, I'm going to be barely awake. And the late show is more important than the early show. So I'd rather miss the early show and experience the other shows with like a regular consciousness and not falling asleep through them than, I can always see the first show later, but there were other priorities. So Julieta, I don't know. It was one of the ones that I missed. So I had an opportunity, but I haven't seen it. And I'll definitely watch it. I keep up with Almodovar.
It's really good.
So I'm looking forward to seeing it.
Have you seen The Wailing yet?
The Wailing. Let me
It was
look this
good.
up.
It was like a South Korean horror movie, kind of.
The Wailing. Not even showing up the first thing on IMDb.
It was at Cannes in 2016.
Yeah. Might have an alternate title, or maybe I can look it up on Wiki. The IMDb search function kind of sucks.
Yeah.
It's not really good.
But it doesn't show up at The Wailing?
I use Letterboxd.
What year is it? Is it like 2016?
It's 2016.
Yeah, 2016. The Wailing, not like Wales.
Oh.
Found
I was spelling it wrong.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I was like the whaling industry.
No, industry.
W-A-I.
Whaling is a word. There's two different words that are pronounced the same. So the Wailing. Let's see.
I liked it. It was good.
I will add it to my watch list right now, but I have not seen it.
It was pretty good. Like there was a lot of digging around in the first act, but then it got better.
Yes. Let's see. What has this man directed? I'm going to click on his name. Filmography. The director of The Chaser and The Yellow Sea. Those are movies that I enjoyed. The Yellow Sea almost made one of my lists for like 2010, I guess. Did I put it on the list?
No, you didn't.
On the list or no? No, I didn't.
I don't think you
No, I
did.
didn't. I didn't. It was confusing. Sometimes South Korean crime drama action movies just blend together to the point where I don't know which one's which. Because they're all really good, but they're all also similar in a way. Like South Korea definitely has their genre of crime drama thrillers. So sometimes they just kind of blend together, where some of the ones that I kind of like wind up I don't even remember which one's which. But yeah, I'll check that one out. Did we have any other questions?
Yeah, just a quick comment. I was eating pizza with Canadian bacon in your honor.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Oh dang!
Big deal.
Thank you so much.
Oh,
You're welcome.
Wait. Before you ask your final question, I want to make sure that everybody other than you is able to say whether or not there are any final questions, because you've had the most talking time out of everybody in the chat. So I'm gonna first ask everybody else if there's any other questions, and then I'll get to you and we'll end the stream.
I've got one, yeah.
Yeah?
Basically, me and a friend of mine just saw Split a few hours ago.
Don't spoil it.
I'm not going to spoil it.
I feel I would
I
would rather say beforehand and come off as a little annoying and patronizing.
No, it's totally fine. I agree. Yeah.
It is necessary.
You know.
And I thought James McAvoy was really good in it. And
he was
that
great.
kinda made me
He really carried the movie.
Yeah, it's true. And that kind of got me thinking, if you had to give, well, say just an award for the best performance from last year, who would you give it to?
From the last year, 2016? Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Well,
That's a
you
hard
know what? Let
question.
me open up my IMDb's for movies that I liked in 2016, and you will not be able to see this list because it will be in a video at some point. So let me just click on this. There are currently 15 titles, although that's sure to expand. The best performance I've seen all year. Jackie, Natalie Portman. Yeah, hands down. Yeah, she was. Yeah, she had the best performance out of any movie I've seen in the year. Like, I guess maybe James McAvoy. He certainly like carried the whole movie, and he was fantastic in it. But I would have to say Natalie Portman did a better job. She's my favorite performance of the year. I hope she gets an Oscar for it because she really outdid herself in that movie.
It's a good choice. I'm kind of guessing that both of them. Well, I'm not sure about James McAvoy just because it's Shyamalan, but I kind of want both of them to get at least nominated for an Oscar.
If he did get nominated, it would probably be next year because it's 2017.
Oh yeah, you're right. It's I might, if it makes my regular or guilty pleasures, I might include it as 2016. Maybe I might include it as 2017. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, I saw it at AFI Fest, but yeah, the regular release wasn't 2017. You're right.
That's true.
And don't worry, Sean, I will get to you after. Is there anybody else that?
Yeah.
Yes?
Who are your favorite cinematographers?
Well, you know what? Like, fucking Hanukkah does his own cinematography, and I've always kind of admired like the element of having complete control over one's work in that sense as well. So he would be up there, although if we're talking to like he's up there in terms of like a perfectionist's I guess kind of way of looking at things. But if we're talking about like really immediately impressive and kind of like grandiose or ambitious, I would have to say, like I was really impressed with the cinematography in Sicario. So Roger Deakins would probably be up there. Who else is really
Emmanuel Lubezki? He did Tree of Life, The Revenant, Birdman, Gravity.
Oh yeah, I mean, so Birdman's cinematography. Who did that?
That was Emmanuel Lubezki. He did all of that. He did
The
Revenant.
Okay, well, yeah, then he would have to be up there just for Birdman and The Revenant alone. So yeah, that's a good 3-person answer, I guess. I mean, cinematographers. It's like there are a few that stand out, but there aren't that many if you're looking at other professions in the film industry. Like it's really hard to sometimes notice cinematographers also because some directors will, although having a credited cinematographer, some directors will influence their final say in it, and sometimes it's hard to tell what's coming from who. So I mean, obviously there are some really talented people like Roger Deakins and what's his name from Birdman and
Emmanuel Lubezki.
Yeah, I'll remember his name someday. But that's part of the problem is like they don't get enough credit.
Yeah. Hey Adam.
Yes.
Has Patriots 8 came out yet in Canada?
Yeah.
That's a good question. I don't see why it would have a different release. The vast majority of the time, if you're talking about like very highly publicized films, Canada will have the same release date. Usually the only time when there's like annoying discrepancies in release would be for like indie festival, foreign films, any one of those three things. That doesn't make me want to see it though. It seems like it's out. I think.
I forgot it came out.
Actually, wait.
In USA, it came out Christmas Day.
Yeah, it was out. Oh yeah. So it's out. I think that was just a special USA thing.
Oh yeah, January 13th. Then it came out like in wide release though.
Yeah, that would be when Canada got it.
I forgot who's in it.
Mark Wahlberg.
Oh yeah, I know you know who Nat Wolff
John
is?
Goodman.
I don't know who Nat Wolff is.
The guy from Paper Towns and the other movie.
He's the main. He's gonna be starring in the new Death Note movie from Adam Wingard.
Oh yeah.
Oh shit.
That guy.
His little brother's in this movie.
Yeah. I don't know.
Oh, there's a character who was in the Naked Brothers band.
Oh yeah. Yeah, Nickelodeon.
Yeah, from Nickelodeon.
Yeah, that's the same guy.
Right.
He's playing the bomber.
Did everybody get a chance to ask questions and communicate?
I think so, yeah.
Okay, cool. Any final, including Sean? I will let you ask questions again. If there was one, but I will limit it to one, and then we'll end the hangout.
I saw on your 2014 list. I didn't see it there. Did you ever watch A Girl Walks Home Alone at Night for the list?
Yeah, it was all right. I wasn't like super wowed by it. It was enjoyable. Yeah, that's if you ever find yourself wondering that about a highly praised indie film of a particular year that doesn't show up on my list, that's usually probably the case. Is I watched it and I thought this was good, but it's not something that I really wanted to like recommend on my channel and think that it's like list worthy. That's usually
And
how
her
it goes.
next movie is like a cannibalistic love story starring Keanu Reeves and Jim Carrey.
I'll keep my eye out for that. It seems interesting. Anyway, thank you so much for hanging out. Thank you so much for your patronage. I very much.
My pleasure.
When's the next one?
When's the next one? Well, I haven't made a date for it yet. Usually, basically, just keep your eye on the main Patreon page, like the YMS Patreon whatever, and I'll update the little spot next to the $10 perk thing, and it'll have a new date in about probably a week or something. Maybe it might already be in February before I make that date, but I usually give a good 2 or 3 weeks notice before it. So keep your eye on it. I haven't decided a date, but chances are it'll be on a Saturday at 1 p.m.
I'll try and make
that's pretty much what I've been doing. Anyway, thank you guys so much. I will catch you another time.
Thanks, Adam.
Thank you guys.
There he is.
Bye.